Yeah, there's no way Musk's mom wouldn't have a verified account.
Yeah.
Can you...
Oh.
I'm starting to think the game plan was radicalize a low IQ dysengenic. That is a word I'm not familiar with. Am I even saying that right? Pertaining to or causing degeneration in the offspring produced. Oh, that's right. I love that. That's great. I didn't know there was a word for that. You smell like day-old cheese and Maru's alcoholism. Maru, Alathot, are you okay? Are you quite all right? Like, you've been awful bitchy lately. Did someone shit in your Cheerios every day of the month? This month so far or something? Are we ever okay? Okay, now you're getting philosophical on me, and that's... First of all, leave the philosophy to me, okay? You're out of your depth on that one. How's it going, Alathot? It's going. Okay. It's going. Nice and vague. Nice and vague and useless. I'm alive and not dead, so I guess perks. Big strats.
Dysgenic.
Mm-hmm. That's a good word.
Yes.
Exerting a detrimental effect on later generations. Oh, you dysgenic scum.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, that is so good. Okay. Radicalize. I'm starting to think the game plan was as follows. Radicalize a low IQ, dysgenic, right-wing accelerationist. Convince him the only way to prevent insert type of impending doom is to take out Trump. Trump gets assassinated, but since they radicalized a right-wing target to conduct the assassination, they can now lean on some sort of plea to internal Republican politics as the radicalizing source for the express purpose of attempting to avoid political violence. Swap Biden out with Newsom due to the Republicans having zero shot at the presidency without Trump. If they had successful taken out Trump and the perp had been a left-winger, there would have been a civil war. If this was organized by the feds, the bizarre Secret Service delay in taking out the shooter and the multiple reports of the perp prior to the shooting are extremely suspicious. They would have had to radicalize a right-winger, or else there likely would be widespread political violence. It's possible. Is anyone buying this radical right-winger? Oh, I'm not. I don't buy for a second that he was a radical right-winger.
Nope.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, radical right-wingers don't donate to Biden. Like, for one, the police in secret knew before the shooting that someone was on the roof with a rifle. Exactly. Radical right-wingers also don't miss. Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. A radical right-winger would have known a better caliber to hit something at that distance. A radical right-winger probably would have gone for an armor-piercing round and put the bullet center mass. An infant can shoot at 100 and miss its target. Dude, I was grouping bullets about that tight, smaller than a human head, around 300, 400 yards at 8 years old with an iron sight 22. 8 years old, iron sights, 400 yards, head size target. It's really not hard. And I'd had several eye surgeries at 6. So I'd only had like a year and a half of practice. Oh yeah, I agree. That's why after the first shot, the next 3 shots didn't come anywhere near Trump. For sure. Name one Republican with a modicum of real influence power that has called for concentration camps. Yeah, they can't. Oh, can you get the YouTube and the kick pulled up? But just like all attempted assassinations, justice was swift and about the caliber of 308. Yeah, but I wish they'd taken the guy alive. Now, because he was an active shooter, I understand that it was safer for everyone to put him down. But it also just so happens that that's a really convenient excuse not to take him alive. Yeah. Twitch's ads, man. That's all I can really say. If you don't like the ads, join us over on Kick. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Jesus. When you're the 666th follow of a, or excuse me. Okay, he didn't follow, he just liked. That makes it a little better. But just a really gross account liked one of the things I said on X, and it's like, ew, don't like my shit. I don't want to be associated with you by any means.
No.
Pick your poison. I like poison. Since when is Panda Mage allowed to talk? I will smite you. You will be smoted. I do like pie. I like pie as well.
Look at the sun. The doctors are lying to you. They want to keep all of its beauty to themselves. Look at the sun. Nothing will happen to you. Take off the glasses. Let its beauty overwhelm. Oh no, it's I can see Jesus, and he's really fucking mad. The devil is real. I'm looking right at him. He looks like and he lives in my eyes.
Hey, ladies.
He looks like Tom Selleck. And he lives in my eyes.
Nice.
What the fuck?
Oh, jeez.
Got to go, BRB. Okay. Yes, keep pushing my kink into me. Gross. Stop dragging us into your weird, vicarious, whatever the hell that is, sexuality, Alathot.
Take your straw and use it to poke out that little hole in the middle of the cup. Should look like that. Take some Vaseline and get a good amount of it on the inside of the hole. That's gonna work as our temporary seal for the straw so then the liquids can get out. Carefully fill your cup up with your victim's favorite drink. Put the lid on. You got your straw barely sticking out of the bottom. You got your drink filled up in the cup. So whenever your friend comes to take a sip, they're gonna get nothing but air. Then they're gonna try to pull the straw up to see if it's clogged. And it's gonna start pissing on them. This next one, you wanna use a paper cup or any cup that has this little gap. Poke a little hole. And then you wanna super glue the straw just barely sticking out of the hole you just made. Make sure you get a really nice seal because you don't want any liquids from the top of the cup to get out through this hole. Fill the bottom part of this cup up with some really fucking hot sauce, which I don't have, so I'm just gonna use red hot sweet Thai chili sauce. And then you want to glue a piece of paper or cardboard perfectly cut out to the sides of the bottom of the cup so that it holds that liquid inside. Then whenever they go for a sip, they're going to be sipping out
He's talking really fast.
the bottom that's filled with hot sauce instead of the top that's filled with juice. Let me just make sure this works. Fill your cup about 1/4 of the way with baking soda. Condom filled with vinegar right on top of the baking soda, and then top it off. Get the thumbtack to the bottom of your straw and have it just barely sticking out of the lid. Whenever they go to take a sip, they'll instinctively push the straw down.
Hey, ladies.
Beverage-based pregs. Sophisticated beverage-based pregs. I can get behind that.
If I was fish, I'd fish around. Get caught one time just to drag him down. Bring a fisherman to a fishy town. That fisherman's fish biscuits now. Goddamn, that's right. Fish out here sharpen up the knives. Got a taste for man, got a taste for fighting. Fish ain't just food, it's a fish food fight. Your man's alright. He just can't swim, got a couple bites and missing an arm. Gobble up the eyes, and your boy's all broke. He's like Fisher Price. Damn. Why'd you do him like that? If I
I think we're gonna start doing stuff like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's actually get to politics. Opened up with a decent dose of bullshit. Let's see how the other half are living on the other side of the Trump assassination attempt.
Look, you know what happened. I know what happened, so I'll not linger over long in the particulars. The possibility each of us is simultaneously dreaded and professed to be all but tragically inevitable has at last occurred. An out-and-out, unaliving attempt on Trump.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Boy, FBI marksmanship hasn't been the same since the onset of ESG, am I right? Before I proceed with jokes darker than the entire Kardashian dating history, I first want to extend legitimate, heartfelt condolences, in addition to my own private prayers, to Trump.
You want to turn that fan on so it's a little
Yes.
less miserable in here?
Yes.
His own private prayers.
This way, maybe?
Yes. I don't know. Razor Fist didn't strike me as a religious man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming?
Okay.
Mr. Jones, call me Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, hello now. Slightly changed the lyrics, but that's okay. What's up, Officer Jones? I hope you're having a good day. Welcome in. My name is Zach. This is the wife.
Hello.
And we are Team Adventurous, man. We do politics, memes, lots of nonsense. Big fat heaping helpings of nonsense.
Yep.
Big old scoops of nonsense, as
All the
as my waitress earlier in the night might have said.
Yep.
Big old scoop of ice cream. Like, bless your heart, darling.
Yep.
His wife, his children, as well as the brave Secret Service agents who, to all outward appearances, at least as of now, were on Trump quicker than Hunter on a crack pipe. In the immortal words of Japanese heavy metal band Loudness, you are the Heroes tonight. Look, you may have caught on to the fact that I find this result about as surprising as a bald, bearded guy with a podcast. And indeed, I predicted it for some time. Last I spoke with former Trump official Sebastian Gorka, he put the question straight to me. If lawfare fails to find purchase, if arrests amount to nothing, if the debates backfire and polling shows an election so far out of fraud range there ain't enough ballot printers in the Western Hemisphere to mollify the result, what then? And my sobering response was that then we run an ever-increasing, alarming risk of going from ballots to bullets. It's disappointing, it's depressing, but we're fresh out of forks.
Yeah.
W ass follow, man. Welcome to the adventure. Thanks for coming aboard, man. We appreciate the support. It means a lot.
In the road at that point, after 8 years of unironic, fully unhinged orange Hitler hyperbole, imbecilically authored by a fully propagandistic press from dawn to damn dusk. You can only turn the temperature
Rev, I love you, man.
up so high before the melting pot turned chamber pot begins to reach a rolling boil, made all the more likely now that the entire tracks of the leering left now confuse opposition to Trump
Hey,
with a
Low Tech, what's
personality
up?
trait,
Low Tech.
as the almighty Norm Macdonald famously implied in one of his many hilarious Hitler bits.
This guy, there's a picture of him.
Alathot, what? Why are you trying to scare away the new guy? He hasn't even said much yet. Why are you doing this? Don't mind Alathot Jones. He's been on some bullshit lately.
On one.
He's
Yeah.
not on one. He's on several
Yeah.
bullshits lately. That's asking someone what their kinks are isn't a roast. What the fuck are you talking about? Alathot, did you get hit in the head? Did a girl do you wrong? Like, I'm actually legitimately like, what is up with you lately?
Yeah.
Peanut butter and guys named Alathot. Together or separate? The answer says a lot about you.
Right.
Adolf Hitler, very compelling kind of a figure. Odd-looking duck. But there's something about his eyes. Hypnotic. His eyes are almost entirely black. Hold the fort. He hated Jews. I'm sick of these kind of characters. I think we should kill Hitler. Me and you, go suicide, kill him.
Yeah, it's like he died 50 years ago,
Did
probably.
he? I didn't
Yeah.
even know he was sick. Let's say you find a Hitler of today and go kill him.
I remember all the 3 weeks.
That was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That was really uncomfortable.
Ago, when House Democrats, with the full-throated support of President Biden, were attempting to take Trump's Secret Service detail away. Indeed, the Federalist now reports his security detail have asked for additional agents, only for the Biden DHS to repeatedly rebuff their every effort to avoid this exact scenario. If Republicans had a single swinging dick to sit and spin on, they'd forward the self-same measure for his Alzheimer's ravaged demi-dictator opponent. In any event, death did the job for Donald Trump. Though the details may change in the immediate term, word is he took one through the ear, narrowly missing his head, while sadly at least one Trump supporter in the crowd was not so fortunate.
And there are still 2 people in critical condition.
No, they're stable.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
news came out, they're stable.
Rest in peace. As I record this rant, there's a roiling rumor of Trump planning to appear at some point in tonight's UFC festivities, something I find about as likely as a TikToker with a talent, but one fact is outright ineffable. The images which emerged from this event are already among the most defining of the 21st century. Never mind this farcical election. T-Pain pumping his fist fully skyward.
T-Pain. Yeah, this was good. Yeah. Yeah, we were saying that last night on the stream last night. That is going to be one of the most talked about images of history right there.
Yeah.
A stream of plasma pulsing from his punctured ear, the American flag full flight above his head as a team of Secret Service vainly attempt to usher him to the floor, repeatedly shouting the words, "Fight! Fight! Fight!" is the only image that matters from this ignominious event, with the notable exception of the memory of the unfortunate victim in the audience. Make no mistake, Trump's election was just all but ensured, not merely because of the inevitable anti-Bolshevik blowback that will result from this, although that possibility is profoundly real, but due to the blinding, retina-searing contrast of character and fortitude on display from these 2 men. We spent 4 years watching Biden fall up flights of stairs, ramble on about hairy legs and roaches, and find himself utterly incapable of distinguishing a bracketed statement from a normal one during a fully teleprompted speech, resulting in the now infamous repeat the line hilarity. Trump just got by a bullet, Biden got his ass kicked by a pair of parentheses. If you John Brown militia, no marksmanship having half-wits managed to...
Oh, we got less than a minute. He's not going to mention the diapers. He's not going to mention Biden shitting himself. I think that's an important thing to highlight. Like, the guy's fecally incontinent, shit himself in front of the Pope and other world leaders.
Right.
It's relevant. Is that Steve-O with a wig and sunglasses? Razor Fist and Steve-O look nothing alike, dude. You need to get your eyes checked, bro. Welcome in, but seriously, like, after this stream, like, watch, like, stay here the whole time. I like viewership. But then go get a doctor to check at your eyes, man, because, yeah, I think you might be going blind. Welcome in. My name is Zach. This is my wife, Kate.
Dome the Don will install his son, you simps. Baron Trump, crown prince of the Imperium in perpetuity. You will not get your way. I'm reminded of the famed words of the bard himself when he said, and I quote, "Miss me, faggot, I'm raising
Nice. We have kick
Love it. Daddy Price 18. Cringe name, but welcome in, Daddy Price. You know, I'm something of a daddy myself. How's it going tonight? It's good to see y'all. Beyblade. Huh?
Said, just got back from a weekend fishing trip. Anything interesting happened this weekend that I missed?
Who said that?
Impulsive 88.
Impulsive? I can't. Is he unique to Kick?
I think
Or is
so.
he?
I've never seen it before.
Okay. Tim Pool at you. Tim has some interesting people on. I love the he put on the bundle of sticks.
Yep.
I love the twist he put on the word. You can tell he just savored saying that. Interesting points. If by interesting points you mean digging himself into a hole that he's never gonna get out of, oh yeah, sure, interesting. Forget that word wasn't allowed on Twitch. Forgot that word wasn't allowed on Twitch. There's a difference between it being in chat and being in content that I'm watching. That's two separate policies, dude. How many times are you gonna share this, Maru? What's going on? Dead Rice, welcome in. My name's Zach. This is the wife, Kate.
Hello.
Hope you're having a good night. Not much, dude. We're just going over the aftermath of the attempted Trump assassination, sort of seeing what's going on and what people's takes are. And speaking of people's takes,
And you missed the shot! Lovely. I really wish the person had better aim. What a glorious day this could have been. And they always look like that. Hey guys, it's Misha and welcome back to my channel. So today we obviously have to talk about the assassination.
it's destiny. He is used to watching holes getting filled by someone else. One would call it manifest cactusty. But he's digging the hole this time, so
Yeah.
he's not. Well, I mean, he does dig him. So I mean, I don't have the energy for this metaphor right now, Hoser or Alathot. Hoser. I perused a stream earlier in the day, and there was inevitably a sick douche applying what happened that was arguing with in chat, and he called my intelligence into question somehow. He posited it was justified to take out Trump because, in his opinion, Trump is a tyrant. Ah, yes, the classic, in my opinion, proceeds to say something that's verifiably false. Trump is a tyrant. By what measure? He was democratically elected. Oh, not democratically. We're not a democracy. He was illegitimately elected under the existing system in the country. He peacefully turned over power when he was legally voted out of office. And during his time in office, he was pretty neutral on most rights, didn't really attack anyone's civil rights or do really anything that the left can really point to directly that says he did this bad thing for civil rights. The worst thing he did for rights, he did some shit that was actually anti-Second Amendment, which the left liked. So, yeah. But a innocent life was still taken. You shouldn't be clapping at all. A person gets to wake up without a loved one. Yep. Yeah, you gotta let me finish, Alathot. He was the first president to support gay marriage. Yeah. While in office, yeah. Yeah, which I disagree with, by the way. I do not support gay marriage. I don't support heresy of that degree. Or any heresy, really. Alathot, I am going to put you so far in the ban jail, you're going to be crawling out for the next century.
An attempt yesterday, Donald Trump was at a rally in Pennsylvania. One
She has very
person
nice
died,
green
2
eyes.
people are critically injured.
What happened?
Like lime green eyes. Very nice.
And then he got up and he was saying, you know, I need my shoes, let me get my shoes.
Watch out.
He said, let me get my shoe. He said, wait. The presence of mind to be like, wait, let me immortalize myself. Political genius. Political genius, and, by the way, balls of steel. The dude I was arguing with was so captured by propaganda it was pointless. Oh, yeah. Most of them are, in my opinion. Right? Stop being a thought, Alathought.
Are you
People.
gonna tell Zach my joke? No, I'm not, because it was cringe.
Which joke?
Panda put something stupid in the kick chat. So.
People that say we live in a dictatorship or a fascist regime, if he gets elected again, are delusional. We already had him in office for 4 years. We know what his term looks like. Peace and a better cost of living. Right! Thank you. Glad to see that someone reasonable has popped into my chat. I only get so many. So, yeah. Facts. Dead facts, dude. For shit to be lowered and actually be okay for a bit. Watch my mom switch up and be praise be Trump. Yeah. Do you want me to pick on you? You have gone. I missed my punching bag.
He was saying fight, and this
Hey,
photo was taken,
Slavic,
this
what's
iconic
up?
photo, which I look at it, I still get chills. Gets up this way after being shot. Someone tried to kill him. You take a look at this versus Biden on any given day, and him struggling to walk on stage, him struggling to get upstairs, versus Trump again. Right after being shot, was seen walking upstairs like nothing. There's another photo capturing how the bullet just missed him. Why was no one securing that area? This is all very strange, and the Secret Service was not at the press conference following this.
Of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling down there, running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. Next thing you know, 5 shots ring out. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Clearly hearing the person saying he's got a gun.
I think so. I thought it was just me. Okay. Yes. It's Seth Rogen's redheaded stepbrother.
Nice.
I see it. Not bad. Okay. I'll have to play with my stream settings one of these days. One of my software settings. Some of my software settings. And see if I can get it to work a little better.
Went and told the officer that he was up there, and when I went back to my spot, I heard that people could still see the person from where they were standing, so I checked that out, and I went back to tell the officer that if he came over there, he could see them.
Now, take a look at the women here, the Secret Service agents. Does that look professional? It must be terrifying to be in the situation, but you're trained for that. She's supposed to be able to protect Trump with her body. That's what they were all doing, the men especially. They were like, hovering over him. She's like this small compared to Trump. What's she gonna be protecting?
Expand hiring. They're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030, and even allowed YouTube influencer Michelle Carre to train with agents.
But I'm very conscious as I sit in this chair now of making sure that we need to attract diverse candidates and ensure that we are developing and giving opportunities.
It's the Cheeto Guardian!
Wow.
For those of you who don't know, her previous experience in security before becoming the head of the Secret Service, she was the head of security for PepsiCo. Her previous job was protecting Cheetos.
Yep.
Cheeto Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
If you plug in directly, you will get a better connection. No, you think? Duh. Yes, obviously I am on Ethernet, sir. My computer is not on Wi-Fi. Come on, man, give me some credit. I'm not that blonde. Shit, man, come on! What the fuck? No, get someone with actual training, for fuck's sake.
Right.
Right.
to everybody in our workforce, and particularly women.
That workforce will be pivotal for the 2024 campaign.
This isn't just going to affect presidents and former presidents. Think about your doctors. Think about the pilots. When you're hiring, did not have a criminal record. He donated some money to Act Blue, but then he was registered as a Republican, so it's a bit confusing. Not sure what's going on there yet. And I saw people were saying,
I'm going to say it again, because it needs to be said as many times as the opportunity comes up to say it. His registration as a Republican means jack fucking shit.
Yep.
It is a no to screw up the Republican primary. They've been using that tactic since the early 2000s. They use the internet to coordinate it. It's public knowledge. There's screenshots of them doing it all the hell over. It's not a secret. It's not a conspiracy theory. That's why he was registered Republican. End of story. Despite his appearance, Zach is very computer savvy. Be careful with that word, very. I wouldn't say he is savvy as me, but he's far above average. I am above average. I am above average. And stop flirting, being a creep in chat. Mark Dice is such a smug prick. This guy gives off wears white sneakers to mow the lawn before he picks up his kid from softball practice, only to berate his kid that they're not doing a real sport. Like, that's the kind of guy.
Oh yeah, the fake laugh.
The fake laugh thing. His points are, he thinks he's way smarter than he is. Like, he thinks he's the smartest dude in the room. He's maybe above average. I'm being a little bit more harsh than he deserves. He's above. For the record, I've been doing this for longer than a lot of people have, and he still hasn't gotten above 2 million subs because he's a dick. I do not interested.
well, what if this was the opposite, right? What if Biden, someone tried to assassinate him, Trump would never condemn it? I think that's nonsense. In fact, I think that the response from the left to this attempted assassination is very, I guess Biden, they need
America, this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot.
I have no interest in uniting with a party made up of Marxist pedophile rioters. Thanks, but no thanks.
Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies. The Trump rally, the rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. I don't know enough to, I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make some kind of comments. Thank you.
We know that there are a lot of lunatics on the left who are very bloodthirsty, but this is, I think, a whole nother level. And I think that because the media has for years now been calling Trump a dictator, Hitler, literally Hitler.
If it's Biden in a coma,
been calling Trump a dictator. Hitler, literally.
The New Republic, American Fascism. Wow. I was unaware that book happened. Big wow. Yeah. Not surprised, no. But just wow. So I am curious, how can someone not say this was an assassination attempt? You would have to be incredibly disingenuous to say that. It's the kind of nonsensical and politispeak that you come to expect from, you know, prehistoric dinosaur swamp creatures that have been doing this for so damn long that all they know is politispeak, and that's Biden in a nutshell. He's so used to lying through his teeth that he doesn't know what's true and what's not anymore. That's why his brain rotted so fast.
Hitler.
If it's Biden in a coma, I'm gonna vote for Biden in a coma.
A lot of people have tried to draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler and the use of the terminology like vermin and the drive that those men had towards autocracy and dictatorship. The difference, though, I think makes Donald Trump even more dangerous, and that is he has no...
Isn't this the guy that said that they informed me was a huge flag risk?
Yep.
Okay. There we go.
philosophy he believes in.
Are saying, you know, we wish him a speedy recovery, of course, but you're comparing him to Hitler. So you're wishing literally Hitler a speedy recovery. And those are the people who are trying to, you know, hide their true feelings. But there are plenty of people on the left who are promoting violence. Same people, by the way, who claim to have a moral compass. They're very empathetic. They care about justice and equality. This isn't a threat to democracy. This is what you choose to advocate for instead of
Rufus!
having peaceful discourse.
What's up,
They're
dog?
supporting, assassinating political figures that they disagree with, right? So, of course, typical leftist behavior, very, very hypocritical.
Oh yeah, like your aim would have been a better dipshit.
Right.
Don't miss those! One shot at greatness! To be mentioned in the history books! And you missed the shot!
No, the psychology.
Institution far away from society, and do a monthly ferry to swap out the psychologists so they can visit their families and shit. Yep. We don't need them on this continent. Doing pretty well. I'm pretty damn excited for tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Trump's not completely retarded. He's gonna pick Vivek. MSNBC is one of, if not the worst anti-Trump outlet. Wonder how they reacted. Didn't bother to check, nor did I. Misdirection. He's a showman. I think that's probably at least or that, or you know, whatever. Or taking a poll on who he wanted the VP to be. Vivek has never been. This is how close we were to a completely different world and unthinkable horror, and it's not. No. Yeah, I saw this diagram, this image on. To be honest, I feel like Trump is pulling from Hitler's handbook, but is using it for actual good. You could say that about a lot of charismatic leaders throughout history. It's not really Hitler's playbook, it's just the playbook of being a charismatic. Speak in a common man's vernacular that resonates with people. Give a shit about them, or at least pretend to, convincingly. You know? This isn't Hitler's playbook, this is the playbook of every charismatic leader who's ever risen to power through appeal to the crowd. Every populist leader ever. Does Trump have those overlaps with Hitler? Yeah, and about 100 other major historical figures. There's no overlap with Hitler in the way that the left talks about all the damn time.
Thirsty? Right after an assassination attempt. And then you're still going to talk about January 6th? He's literally Hitler?
Somebody shot at Trump at a rally, like, a couple of minutes ago. And it grazed him by the ear. There was some bleeding.
Tom McDonald did release a song about it, and it was actually fire. We'll probably check it. I watched it already, but we'll probably check it out during the stream. It was really good.
And whoever did that, like, if you're gonna, like, do this, can you, like, pick somebody who knows how to shoot a gun? Like, if you're gonna do it, like, do it.
Lovely. Here, this.
I mean, in defense of the guy, he only missed because Trump turned his head. To be fair. Like, yeah, his shot was still way off center line, so that possibility was greatly increased because of the possibility of a movement, but he was still close enough to the target to where if Trump hadn't moved, he would have hit.
Yeah. And, whew. Yeah, that hypertolism and
On the last one?
and jaw on there. Like, honey, you
I do it.
are extreme. You were far too unfortunate to. Yeah. Unprepossessing.
Listen to me. I've seen the studies. I've looked over the facts. I've read the reports, okay? I've seen some classified documents. I have sources. I'm telling you right now, they're putting chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay. It's the atrazine. It's the glyphosate. It's the other chemicals. They're running down from these farms that they're spraying the crops, and it's making the frogs just incredibly gay. Just really gay. Like, gayer than my neighbor's son. And that kid's gay. Like, his hair's 5 different colors. Limp wrist. The whole 9. It's like really gay. And these frogs, gayer than that. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this crap! That's coming from a frog face. Fuck.
Man.
Hey, what's up, race car? Imagine being this generation. Oh, that's what race car that said that. Okay, my bad.
Just there's inbreeding in this person's genetics.
Yeah, I'm not gonna assert something that strong. What I will say is, oh, by the way, it's open panel night, so I am in the adventurous conversation, and if anyone wants to hop in, they're welcome. I was expecting you to say I'm tired of them putting the chemicals in the water to make people want to kill Trump. Well, they don't need. It's not chemicals in the water on that one. It's propaganda on the idiot box.
Yep.
And because we live in the era we do, the handheld idiot squares.
Like, do it. From the University of British Columbia, right? Professor of teaching. Damn.
Haunted Toe Tag. It's such a badass name. I worked all day today, so I've been out of the loop of news. The shooter being a Republican is media propaganda, I'm guessing. Here's the facts. He was registered as a Republican, but there's also a video of him saying he hates Trump and Republicans. And it is well established to anyone who's pays attention to politics that the left, Antifa specifically, registers as Republican so they can vote in the Republican primaries to fuck up the Republican primary. They've been doing this for a very long time. There's screenshots of them coordinating it. It's not a secret. It's not a conspiracy theory. We know they do this. Did I see the 4chan post? The 4chan post pretending to be the Secret Service agent? I did see that one. It almost definitely fake. Almost definitely fake. But yeah. Well, and see, here's the other thing too. That guy in the post, that guy claims to be a Secret Service agent, but the guy on the roof that day was actually a local police department sniper. If I have my info correct.
Yes.
So close. Too bad. Damn it, so close, someone says. And now he'll milk being a victim for more votes. I really wish the person had better aim. What a glorious day this could have been. Psycho. You're a psycho. You're a bloodthirsty freak. Okay? And these people will...
The shooter. The shooter, what do you mean, Emerald? The shooter was or what? What do you... What?
Then complain about words are violence. Silence is violence. Actual violence, though, if we don't agree with the political, figure, that's fine. That's okay.
If you are with us, please, John Wilkes Booth, if you're...
And they always look like
you're
that.
listening,
Yeah,
please.
without fail. I mean, what is this? Watermelon head?
Have a fully reloaded shotgun, but you chose to use a one-bullet...
We're not even sending our best to assassinate.
Did that thing say shotgun?
What's this? Watermelon head?
Have a fully reloaded shotgun, but you chose to use...
He said shotgun. These people don't know fucking anything.
Yeah.
Where I am, we have an unusual dude who dresses up as a superhero called Polar Man. I'm going to be predictably disappointed if he doesn't travel south and make an appearance to prevent the... For real, people need to touch grass.
Yeah.
I'm not even being funny or glib. Like, literally, go outside, take your shoes off, walk through a field, leave your phone at home, walk through a field, look at the birds, look at the fucking trees swaying in the breeze, look at the people playing with their dogs, talk to a stranger, sit down with an old person on a bench and ask them for their life story. Like, go outside and interact with the real world.
Yep.
Please, for the love of God, do it. God, I'm so glad I'm not fully with this fucking group of people.
A one-bullet...
We're not even sending our best to assassinate. Because what the hell was that? Lee Harvey Oswald would never. John Wilkes Booth would never.
Today was like this close.
I like how that's two of them now. They're invoking John Wilkes Booth in the positive.
Right. Well.
This is just who they are.
Right, yeah.
To being the best day ever.
Also, the person that at Trump at his rally was exercising that right that all of those Republicans were fighting for. So, can you really blame
They're
him?
fighting for the right to kill the former presidents? Hey, just thinking about how the shooter missed his shot at Trump despite firing 8 rounds made me think of all the times it could have been something, but the timing wasn't right. Let's give it another shot.
And these people aren't getting their facts straight either. The shooter did not fire 8 rounds.
Nope.
I think the whole entire exchange was somewhere between 7 to 9 rounds, and 3 of those went into the assassin. Like, yeah, okay, I don't like most of Trump's stuff, but again, a person died in the aftermath. I can comfortably say 4 because I can count that. Okay. I counted a minimum. There's sometimes betray me when there's a lot of noise clustered together. I thought I heard 5 from the assassin, and I know from the reports that they put 3 bullets into the assassin. So at a minimum, I'm guessing 6, 7, 8. I think I mentioned yesterday as a lifelong cast, the far left utterly disgusts me. Lifelong righty. I started off kind of center right. My family is kind of just right of center slightly, and man, over the course of my life, I have been further and further radicalized by the unhinged left. The Secret Service shot once. It was a headshot through the mouth. I was almost sure that I heard that they put 3 bullets in the assassin. I could be misremembering. I'll have to look into that. How do these morons think about making these pro-assassination statements make them look good, or are they just that? It's a combination. They're clueless about how it makes them look in reality. And they also don't care about what anyone outside of their group thinks of them, which is their downfall. I've seen people drop dead at my feet, and it ain't fun, and just for people not to give a shit about. Yep. It's the echo in the chamber. Yep. I've seen the picture of the body. It was one shot to the face. Now if someone else shot, I don't know how. No, but the sharpshooter fired once. Okay. All right. I'll until I see official reporting to the contrary, I'll assume you guys are right and allow myself to be corrected on that. Haunted Toe Tag with the Prime sub. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. I've seen live footage. It's pretty brutal.
Make America aim again. The last thing America needed was sympathy for the devil, but here we are. The shooter was evil, and the public should unite against evil.
You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew, and he missed! We were a second away! We were a centimeter away!
Just showing their true colors, right? That they are bloodthirsty, violent, psychopathic losers who are going online and making these sorts of videos, wishing that they didn't miss.
Person who took it at Trump today, why did you miss? Come on, now you gave him what you wanted more than anything, well intention. We're losing this election,
So this is the statement from Trump. Thank you to everyone for your thoughts and prayers yesterday, as it was God alone who prevented the unthinkable from happening. We will fear not, but instead remain resilient in our faith and defiant in the face of wickedness. Our love goes out to the other victims and their families. We pray for the recovery of those who are wounded and hold in our hearts the memory of the citizen who was so horribly killed. In this moment, it is more important than ever that we stand united and show our true character as Americans, remaining strong and determined and not allowing evil to win. I truly love our country and love you all, and look forward to speaking to our great nation this week from Wisconsin. And that's all for today's video, guys. Make sure you comment below your thoughts.
Do we know if Trump ended up making it to the UFC event? I know he was supposed to. He was saying he was, but I don't know if he actually ended up making it. God, man, I'm just silently raging. Yep, I second the VP pick suggestion. We shall see. Fingers crossed. To be fair, what we've been witnessing in terms of the rhetoric on the left in response to the assassination attempt is what we ought to expect from any large group who thinks their membership in that group is righteous, and not only that, but everything that is done in the name of that ideology is justified. Yep. Yep. Very good points. 100%, Nim. Couldn't have said it better myself. That's exactly right. I've said it recently in the past couple days when I was talking about this. It was when I was talking about the atheism thing. They use their membership in the group and the group's numbers and consensus as their primary source. The crowd proof is the only evidence and validation they need for their beliefs. It doesn't matter how cognitively dissonant their beliefs are. It doesn't matter that you can absolutely pound them beneath the pavement with facts, logic, and just basic observation. As long as they have the crowd to reaffirm those delusional and cognitively dissonant beliefs, they don't care. And that's why these people are so dangerous. And I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not being in any way inflammatory for the sake of being inflammatory. I mean, they're literally dangerous, as we saw last night, as we've been seeing with what they've been doing to kids on the trans front, as we see with the absolute murderousness of the abortion agenda, up to and including birth, as proposed by several Democrat politicians now, and supported by many abortion advocates. The left is demonic. I look at them and I genuinely see an entire class of people demonically afflicted. as a Christian, I can't come away with any other conclusion. You want to mutilate kids, you want to kill babies while still inside their mother, which makes it more demonic, not less, in my opinion. Turning a human into a living graveyard, that is so insanely macabre, it almost baffles the imagination. And you expect me to think that these are the people who are the party of love and tolerance? What? As an atheist, I see what you describe constantly, like so many fellow put their group membership first instead of what I consider is justified. To weigh things the best I can, reach conclusion, but be willing to change my mind too. Well, hopefully, hopefully I can nudge you in the right direction. I'm not gonna twist your arm about it, but we'll see. But yeah, 100%, man. Where's my aspirin? All right, 80 a pop. Let's see. $80, $160. So hang on, $160, $160, $160, $160, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Hey, Alithot, you're in the medical field. What's a lethal dose of aspirin? Not your average. What's up, man? Good to see you. We're all somewhat selfish, but leftists take the cake. A realist when it comes to abortion. If you want to legalize, you need to change a fuck ton of laws. As it stands, it is illegal on many fronts. Yep. That's just it, right? Like, I know being in here that we're certainly going to disagree about a ton of stuff, but I also get the sense that we're both level-headed, good-spirited. You might be giving me a little too much credit with the level-headed thing. I try to be, as the famous song goes, a very, very famous song in my opinion. Well, that might be exaggerating a bit. It's a great song, and it should, actually, I think it's, God, actually, now that I'm thinking about it a little more, probably actually more underrated than it is famous. As the underrated song goes, I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Yeah, I love that song. That one hits me because I relate to it so highly. And well-intentioned enough that we're not going to be enemies, just like how society should work in general. That's how I try to have my stream work. You are level-headed, just depends on what pitch we are putting the level. Fair enough, Wolf. The fact that we can discuss and even make light of things is probably a good sign. Oh yeah, yeah. All joking aside, you know, look, as long as we can agree on some baseline morals, as long as we can agree that the kids should be left alone, as long as we can agree that abortion is wrong, and as long as we can agree that people have fundamental, unalienable rights like free speech, the right to defend themselves, the right to property, if we can agree on that handful of things, we can get along. It's not hard to get along with me. We can disagree on some really important shit, and I can stay cool with you. You really have to be a scumbag for me to not be cool with you.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing...
Have you considered the fact that maybe you deserve it, Alathot? Like Groofus. Anyway, Zach, do we agree what I said or not? What you said about what? But to be honest, I'm pro-choice on, but I don't like it. For once, I agree on this, but the only way it should be abortion. Less. Okay, yeah, I thought you might be talking. So, I think abortion should be illegal with sole exception to life of the mother and, like, guaranteed of unviability. Like it's a 100% chance that the baby is going to be born and die a horribly painful death within an hour or two of being born, kind of thing. Like 100% chance. That's the only two circumstances that I think abortion should be legal. I only ignore you sometimes, though I wouldn't actually call it ignoring. Dan Bongino goes scorched earth. Yeah, Dan Bongino is former Secret Service, if I remember correctly. So I'm sure he has some particularly spicy things to say about this. We'll finish this video and then we'll get Dan Bongino.
The abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright, so obviously you guys know exactly what we're talking about here. There's really only one appropriate topic of discussion. Yesterday, an attempt was made on Donald Trump's life. A full-on presidential assassination attempt. And now generally, with crimes, especially crimes caught on action, in the current internet media era that we live in, usually, things get clearer as time goes on. We gather more evidence, you have different camera angles, different video evidence shot from all the different angles, considering everybody has a high-quality digital camera in their pockets these days. So usually, you can get to the bottom of things quite quickly as all the information trickles. But this situation's a little bit different. The more information, the more video evidence specifically that is released, the more questions we have. Something isn't adding up with what transpired yesterday, and there's only two possible answers. Either complete and utter incompetence, a failure of epic proportion, or there's a massive dangerous conspiracy to uncover. Let's get into all of the oddities and try to have as honest of a conversation as possible. I'm not going to sit here and make any declarative statements or any big points without any facts, but we'll certainly analyze all the facts and ask all the right questions. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so we saw what happened, and we've seen all the video evidence, I'm sure you have. Well,
yeah.
Like I alluded in the intro,
I tend to agree, Intense. And by the way, welcome back. Yes. You were MIA for a very, very long time. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Wolf, what's up, dude?
Yo.
What up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. It's been quite a day. Fucking hot. Trying to get yard work done.
Like trying to do yard work like right now?
No, I'm done now.
Okay. It just sounds like you're outside.
The fan's blown on me.
Okay.
Yep.
How about now?
Better.
Yeah. He
Yep.
said it's fucking hot.
Yeah, it's that. Yep, we in Mississippi is hot. There's no doubt about it.
Will you pipe it into Discord?
I will pipe it into Discord. Just for you, big boy.
Grazie.
got some serious questions. First off, we got this clip.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look what happened.
Now, based on reports, what you're seeing are two Secret Service members on top of a roof behind Donald Trump, aiming down scope at what seems to be a threat. The question is, what are they waiting for? What's taking so long? Why the hesitation? And most importantly, if they were looking down the scope at a terrorist sniper, why didn't they eliminate the threat? That is obvious question number one. Obviously, there was some sort of failure, but it gets even worse after seeing this video, because again, it raises more questions than it answers. First off, why the hesitation? Why didn't they do their job? And secondly, how the frick did this happen in the first place? How? We're talking about the Secret Service here. We're talking about a former president, and possibly the next president of the United States. He is supposed to have 24/7 full-on Secret Service security detail, and not just any detail, but the best in the business. You mean to tell me that the best in the business, coordinating with local law enforcement and probably other contractors?
Well, see, Alathot, I'm not so sure, because I don't think that's the rifle swiveling so much as that's the dude, like, jerking back or like pulling the tripod to adjust it. And I can't tell if the audio receiver on the device that was recording got the audio after the sharpshooter and the guy responded physically, and then we hear the rapport on the device that was recording, or if the device and the guy heard it at the same time and his reaction was just very delayed. But it seemed like he was lagging on that quite a bit. Right when the video starts, he's scanning with the rifle. You can see.
I'm also not sure why he doesn't continue to stare down the scope.
Right.
Oh.
Oops, you mean to tell me that...
Did you say be right back? Oh yeah, I think he said be right back.
All of these highly trained, top of their industry professionals didn't even secure the perimeter? They didn't have buildings in the direct vicinity on lockdown? I mean, it is truly unbelievable. You know, the way this is looking to me, it seems unbelievable that Secret Service allowed this to happen, and that's where the question gets raised. Was this just an honest mistake?
Yes,
or was
I
there
did,
a
Emerald.
purpose behind
God
the
rest his
inaction?
soul.
Was there a secret conspiracy transpiring? We can only speculate. Well, when speculating, generally you'll follow what makes the most sense. Well, honestly, like I just said, the Secret Service and police department in action, the sheer level of incompetence seems almost unbelievable. Some of the eyewitness testimony, I mean, it's mind-blowing.
That's the best diagram of this I've seen. So Trump's stage is here. Secret Service sniper is here. Okay, so like Ranger and Rogue was talking about on the stream yesterday, it is possible that the Secret Service sniper was looking at all of the roofs this way, because on the far other end of this field there's housing and some other buildings that you could obviously get on top of and do a sharp shot. But that still does not explain why there would not be security on this roof.
Yeah.
I just do not, for the life of me. That's nothing but oversight. Even if you're short of men, you would still have someone whose job it was to keep an eye on this roof. Even if that person was also responsible for another position. Also, if the sharpshooter's here, also these trees aren't blocking. So what I thought might be the case yesterday, that these trees might have been blocking the line of sight, that's not the case at all. You can very clearly see this roof from this roof. They prob thought, damn, was killed. They prob thought, oh, we can see them from them two roofs. That is the question. Why wasn't anyone on that roof? And reports told, yep, and Secret Service to the shooting that someone had a gun on the roof, right? One thing worth noting is that when elements of a team have a area assigned to them, their sectors are not just directional, they're also based on range. So for example, counter snipers are possibly primarily focused on ranges beyond what the shooter ended up firing from, meaning that this might help explain response times. Maybe. I think that's a reach. It is true that sharpshooters have range designations depending on the position they're in. That's absolutely true in some circumstances. But I think in this particular setup that we're looking at right here, what, Kate?
Oh, just Panda having technical difficulties. He said, lost my Gmail account to Front Yard Shield, so when I logged out, I couldn't retrieve verification code. So he's on here with yet another account.
We're never going to see Panda on Twitch again.
Nope.
And Random Gamer understands line of sight. Maybe Secret Service needs to play more COD, right? By technical difficulties, do you mean a foot shoved up his ass? Maybe. We don't know the particular assignment details, so just offering one factor that's worth highlighting. Yeah, and that's fair.
Seems almost unbelievable. Some of the eyewitness testimony, I mean, it's mind-blowing.
And watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling.
As Trump started, I noticed 2 officers that were looking.
Watched these earlier. I don't want to watch them again.
Being eyewitnesses doing media interviews saying they were there for minutes trying to warn Secret Service that somebody was on the roof, and nothing was done. All the training, the protocols. How does that make sense? How was that building and that roof not secured? How were there not 3 Secret Service agents?
What?
Do you still have plenty of water?
Yeah.
On that roof with weapons, making sure the perimeter is totally secure. It's unbelievable. It's almost as if the conspiratorial thought is a more believable story than just assuming incompetence. Whoops. You know, and it brings up little tidbits. It's funny how you forget things. I mean, I cover the news.
Thanks for the money, sucker. Appreciate it, man. You know, I am not at all opposed to that, Meatball. It depends on what you mean by setup. Like, if you're saying the deep state, CIA, FBI set this up, oh yeah, I'm firmly in that camp. Until I have strong evidence to indicate that that is not the case, that's my assumption.
Every single day. I've been doing it for years, but sometimes, I mean, stuff that was so important, talking points and things that we were covering in the past, it just kind of disappears from the memory bank. But now a lot of it is coming back. You know who I'm thinking about? Democrat Senator Benny Thompson. Let's not forget that Trump's Secret Service protection could have been removed under Benny Thompson's proposed legislation back in April, just a couple months ago, as Donald Trump was facing a possible
that's
verdict.
not a coincidence.
Democrats in Congress were working to remove his Secret Service protection. They wanted him vulnerable. I'm just supposed to...
What do you mean it doesn't make sense to you that this would be set up? They assassinated JFK, didn't they?
Like, we basically know for a fact at this point that that was the CIA. What do you mean this doesn't make sense? They've been trying to get Trump through lawfare. They've been reputation savaging him. Nothing's working. They're gonna take the final option. It's the most logical assumption in the world.
Too bad you chose the worst guy ever to be the one to do it.
Right? Anyway, welcome in, Knox. I hope you're having a good day. By the way, Knox, it just so happens that you have your own command in this stream, funny enough.
Everyone fucks you in the ass. But I've set a cunning booby trap deep within my anus.
Let's see. And they should have had at least one drone over the place. Oh yeah, for sure. Why were there no drones in the sky? That's a very good question. That came up in last night's stream as well. One thing that I will mention too, without being graphic, is that bystander footage is available for those sitting in stands where the other observers were struck by the gunfire. A number of individuals acted bravely and assertively, assisting the casualties and also assisting people getting out of danger too. Pretty commendable. Yeah. It says a lot that Trump has people that were just, cool-faced in the face of danger like that. And they stuck together. They didn't stampede. They didn't go nuts. They waited to see if Trump was okay, and then they helped each other out of there. That says a lot about MAGA, in my opinion. Oh my God. The people who believe that this was staged are truly room temperature IQ. I cannot stress that enough. It takes a brain made of rat shit to believe that Trump or the RNC or anyone on Trump's side staged this for political points. That is a brain dead take. Oh, for sure we have a criminal government. The U.S. government has been a criminal mafia for a long time. At least since the Federal Reserve. The last one that I was investigating this are the FBI or CIA. Oh yeah, 100% agree. Literally, Hassan. I know, right? Isn't that guy retarded? My room is 165 Fahrenheit, you poor son of a bitch. Can I please time him out, or at least half a minute? No! He didn't do anything wrong. Chill your roll, Emerald. Put your sword back in your pants. No homo. I'm not saying it's brain dead, but people believe every single high-profile shooting is staged. See, I am saying it's brain dead.
Gosh. Well, now we're switching up voices, doing different impressions. Well, I just don't know how I feel about that. But I'm doing it. Because you paid the points, Wolf. And I'm a man of the people.
Trying to give you a break from the high pitch.
The shooter in the world can purposefully nick an ear at 150 yards, especially with no military training. Well, actually, sir, that is incorrect. There are sharpshooters that can nick an ear at much greater distances than 150, and there's video to prove it. That kid was not one of them.
That kid was just a straight up dumbass.
Okay, I thought you were mocking me. Oh, no. Don't think that, Knox. If I mock you, let me tell you, you'll know.
What up, Lino?
Well, thank you, Meatball. I appreciate that. What was that, Lino?
I said I just came in here to make you uncomfortable. I'm just looking for the sound to play.
Well, if you...
I'll fucking lick your feet.
Ooh, boy. Promise?
Squirt it in my mouth.
Oh, gross.
This dude just told me to come in his hole, bro.
Dude, why do you have so many recordings of Dank?
It's from his Discord. It's all from his Discord.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
Dank is a weird dude.
Yeah, I love Dank. He's so fun.
Hey, thanks, Jones. Hypothetical, political, lyrical, miracle whip. Just like butter, my rhymes are legit. Okay. Alright.
Alright, I got one more for you before I go quiet for a little bit.
Okay.
That's so much dick. Oh my god.
Nice. The way to do it was to have a very small charge on his ear trigger from his earpiece. But they actually hit the target with JFK. That makes... yeah. But we know the guy wasn't shooting blanks. The JFK conspiracy is that the government wanted JFK dead, not that they were trying to get JFK a few points in the polls. Well, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I think the government wanted Trump dead, and the guy they picked just missed. I'm not saying they were trying to help Trump. There's two different conspiracies. There's two different conspiracies, Knox. Yeah. One conspiracy, I am disagreeing with other people in the chat. I don't think anyone in this chat thinks it was staged, dude. I think you might be misunderstanding. No one in my audience is that brain dead.
Yep.
Colonel Mustard. Welcome in. More precise, the rhinos and the GOP want Trump dead. The RNC is this week. Yeah, the rhinos and the GOP are, well, Republican in name only. Dude, I was a few months ago old when I found out rhino meant Republican in name only. For the longest, I had no idea that that's what that meant.
Did you think it was its own party?
No, I didn't think. I knew it was a derogatory name for fake Republicans. I just didn't know that it was
an acronym.
Acronym thing. I always forget that fucking word. I just didn't realize it was an acronym. I, for one, blame Celine Dion. What did Celine ever do to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for the confusion. The conspiracy is that Biden wants to win by route. Of course they wanted him dead, and they will probably try to kill him again. I agree.
Yep.
I agree. Yep, 100% Slav. You found the shooter? What do you mean you found the shooter? The shooter's in a morgue. What do you mean you found him?
Not link the two? Because that makes me a crazy conspiracy theorist? No, it's almost as if this is exactly what they wanted. I'm also thinking a whole lot about Joe Biden's recently sworn-in director of U.S. Secret Service, Mrs. Kimberly A. Cheadle, and the fact that she has repeatedly refused to give Donald Trump full presidential Secret Service protection. Dan Bongino goes in on it.
But President Trump is a former president running for re-election. You essentially have two incumbents running. Folks, he does not have a full presidential package. It is putting...
The chat logs in my channel. What do you mean the chat logs in the channel? The chat logs in which channel, Alathot? I'm disappointed the shooter's name wasn't McGavin. She just saw that movie. That's funny.
Man.
Imagine, dude, if you could only fucking imagine this channel. Okay. Oh my god. Why, Alatha, why are you this way?
Right.
Trump shooter has been identified as Shmuel Hydeston, Mark Violets, a well-known Antifa extremist, pro-migrant, pro-Hamas, pro-BLM, pro-Marxist trans activist, and a pro-Biden supporter. Dude, why are you this way, Alatha? The memes are, dude. The memes coming out of this are fire. There's no doubt about it. The only thing that dampens the fire memes is the rain from the cloud of, oh yeah, a dude's dead.
Right.
The man in danger. His threat level is apocalyptic and catastrophic. It is time right now for Kim Cheadle, the Secret Service director, to get her head out of her and do the right thing. I could tell you stories for days about her putting politics ahead of presidential protection. I am not being overly emotional because I've said it before. The Secret Service director is utterly unqualified right now to be doing what she's doing.
100%.
It is time for her first to get this thing solved. It's an emergency situation right now, and find out what happened. But she should step down immediately. Some of the things she has told people on that detail about security arrangements, clearly making political statements, she is completely unqualified. It is time for President Trump to have a full presidential package.
What we saw was either a result of complete incompetence, or what we saw was a purposeful sabotaging of Trump's security detail, which created clear vulnerabilities and allowed an opportunity for a shooter to have a window on President Trump. It's hard to know exactly what happened, or again to make a declarative statement here, but obviously something makes no sense. How in the frick did the U.S. Secret Service allow a domestic terrorist sniper to set up for not just 2 seconds on a parallel roof within a clear fatal distance without any intervention? How was nobody covering that building? How could this have possibly happened? Well, director Kimberly A. Cheadle has some big frickin' questions to answer, and I'm just hoping she'll do a better job in her response than she did with
the bigger question for me, you know, I can understand oversights by incompetence, especially considering the demonstration of expertise we saw from the agents on the stage and while they were evacuating Trump. So the incompetence factor I can buy. The reason it rises to the level of, oh, this is probably a deliberate thing for me, is the fact that multiple people in the crowd said, there's a fucking assassin right there, and they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
That's where it becomes, oh, yeah, no, this is probably a hit job.
Well, I also sit there and I think, going back to the diagram that was earlier in the video, he was outside the cordon, but he was 150 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
That should not be outside the cordon.
Right.
Period.
Right. Yeah. How anything less than 500 yards is the area that you're securing for an event like this is beyond me. Like that, I would think that would be the minimum. Never attribute.
I don't know. Different locations can have different criteria.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
but
go ahead.
But when you look at that one, it's like it's the only friggin' building that's close enough So why wasn't it covered?
Right. Never attribute to malice or stupidity that which can be explained by moderately rational individuals following incentives in a complex system. It's not bad. That's not bad. I like that a hell of a lot better than never attribute to stupidity or never attribute to malice what can be explained by stupidity. That is far more nuanced and logical than that tired cliche. Never attribute to malice or stupidity that which can be explained by moderately rational individuals following incentives in a complex system. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. That's good. But after the incentives in the complex system, assume malice next. And the reason for that, I always say assume malice before stupidity too. That way you protect yourself. If you assume the person is stupid, you might wave it off and say, oh, they've learned their lesson on this one, it won't happen again. But if you assume malice, you're going to protect yourself. Here's an idea. An outside the perimeter Trump team, watch team, where we go the extra mile for Trump. It's not a bad idea. I'm kind of surprised Trump doesn't have something like that. Ugh.
Well, we talked about that last night because the reality is nobody in that crowd could have done anything about it. Because the moment that they pulled out a firearm, they'd have been shot.
Right.
On the spot.
Right. Stupid and anger make a great mix to get people to do dangerous stuff. 100%. And we're all guilty of that. To some extent or another at one point in our lives. We've all done stupid shit while angry. Because the thing about being angry, it makes you stupid if you get angry enough.
He accidentally deleted January 6 tapes, or rather text messages.
She would know. The 28-year veteran was on the team that evacuated Vice President Dick Cheney on 9/11, and she served on then Vice President Biden's protective detail. He named her director in mid-2022. Amid a swirl of controversy over the agency deleting nearly all of its text messages from January 6th. The agency says that was due to a data migration.
System migrations happen, but I think for a lot of Americans, it just doesn't pass the smell test, given the timing and the volume of messages deleted.
Well, it's unfortunate that that would be the assumption that people would make. Our integrity is everything, and there was nothing nefarious attached to that.
Their integrity has...
Again, it's hard to say exactly what happened. I don't want to attribute malice. It could possibly just be incompetence, as we're now learning that Kimberly Cheadle was focused on DEI initiatives.
To expand hiring, they're aiming to have 30% women recruits by 2030, and even allowed YouTube influencer Michelle Carre to train with agents.
But I'm very conscious as I sit in this chair now of making sure that we need to attract diverse candidates and ensure that we are developing and giving opportunities to everybody in our workforce.
Which of course is protecting the President of the United States and the former presidents. Absolutely shocking, confusing stuff. Independent investigations must be launched immediately. Every single question must be answered because none of this makes any freaking sense at all. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
All right.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. After the assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life, there are a few questions like, one, is Donald Trump okay? Yes, Donald Trump is okay. According to doctors and his own campaign, he walked off his own jet under his own power last night. His campaign says the president is fine. Two, how the hell did this happen? How did a left-wing Joe Biden donor get within 100 yards of Donald Trump on a rooftop, an elevated surface with a rifle? A surface that he crawled on in the middle of the day. And he was so obvious that people from the crowd were pointing him out and people were filming the assassin. How did the snipers miss this? How did the Secret Service miss this? This is very much squarely in the you had one job category. I texted a personal sniper friend about this, and he had a chilling response to me this morning. The response came in at 4 a.m. This guy has 20 years of military service, trained with the Secret Service, and is currently active duty. I have no clue what they're doing. I'm still trying to wrap my head around a building 150 yards away that was outside of the security perimeter and had rooftop access. I've trained with and competed against the Secret Service snipers, and they are the fastest, most accurate shooters I've ever seen. The fact that they let this happen makes 0 sense. Chilling. What happened to these snipers? These are the snipers that were on the rooftop. They were clearly looking in the direction of the man, the dead man with the firearm, the assassin. Why didn't they shoot? How are you allowed to just crawl up and put a...
The dude used a ladder? Dude, this has to be a setup. There's no fucking... There's no way a dude moves a ladder up to the side of a building.
Hold on.
What?
Time out. We do have the video of him cheersing the building. So it is possible that he used a ladder, and it is possible that he brought that ladder there previous to the event.
Okay, but unless that ladder was... Okay, well, here's why I'm saying this. One of a few scenarios is possible. The ladder was laying around the building somewhere, which is something the security detail should have found in the hours leading up to the event, and been like, hey, why the fuck is there a ladder here? And made sure that something was done about that. If the ladder was leaning up against the building, see my previous explanation, except harder. Or he set the ladder up while he was, he brought the ladder in with him when he came to the thing. Or he set the ladder up when it was, you know, if it was hidden in some bushes, that would explain why it didn't get disposed of. But if he grabbed it out of some bushes and started setting it up during the event, and we know he went there to the event with other people, so he arrived around the time frame that the event was taking place. So people saw him setting this ladder up. There's just no way it didn't that went unnoticed. Okay, so why wasn't he stopped? It's not adding up, Wolf.
None of it adds up. I mean, and therein lies the problem. You're assuming that somebody even did a security check on that building prior to the event.
That's correct, because they should have. I would naturally assume that, yes.
They should have, but there's a lot of should haves that didn't happen. So
yes, which further lends itself to the this was on purpose argument, doesn't it?
A little bit.
A little bit. Take a picture. Excuse me. The ladder was like a lowest ladder, and there was a vehicle there. Oh my god. That is... Okay, so... To be fair, the little nook that he put the ladder in, there is a tree right in front of it, which would have protected him from view while setting that up somewhat. So, little bit of a recant on what I just said there. He has cover.
So he easily could have brought that ahead of him.
Yeah, it could have been laying down in that nook in there from a day or two before, very easily. Yeah, leaned up against the building, laying lengthwise on the ground up against the building or in the grass.
For a second.
If
it's supposed to be searched like that, and they're supposed to be searching for any possible ways that a assassination attempt might happen, there's no reason that gap shouldn't have been uninspected.
Oh yeah, that's not even devil's advocate. That's the way things should have been advocate.
Right,
Really quick. Love you, baby. 1233. Welcome to the adventure. Thanks for hitting the follow button, man. We appreciate the support.
But it's also like I just can't wrap my brain around how this building was not covered at 150 yards away. It intentionally wasn't covered. It's the only explanation. It wasn't a misstep. They've done this thousands of times.
That's good. Finally, it seems Lowe's has finally cornered the much sought after assassin demographic.
Oh no.
Ridiculous, bro. Oh, that's a good AI. Yep. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Bead on Donald Trump and then fire off 7 rounds.
All right, Emerald. Peace out.
Also, what about the embarrassing humiliation of the Secret Service agents not even being able to holster their own weapons? In a frantic, gear falling on the ground, erratic, embarrassing disorder and humiliation. What about this? Why is there a Secret Service agent that is at least 2 feet shorter than Donald Trump there to cover Trump? How the hell is that supposed to work? Just basic physics here. These are just some questions, ladies and gentlemen. To answer these questions, we gotta go to somebody who would know better than anyone. A man who is as connected to the Secret Service as any person alive. A man who's been a Secret Service agent.
That's what
and a man
I knew.
who
I
is
remembered
one
that.
of the most honest people that we've ever met. Dan Bongino was on Fox News just a moment ago and exposed everything wrong with this current moment. Let's have a listen.
You're telling me the best technology you have was deployed and you missed...
Benny doesn't give me used car salesman. Benny gives me youth pastor.
Yes.
Or young main pastor of a small church. Of a small church that he's like, I'm gonna make this church up and I'm gonna get this church to where it needs to be, kind of vibes. Yeah. Yeah, but he gives me youth pastor.
A shooter, 130 yards. Say it was 200 yards. The Secret Service CS team, Pete, the counter sniper teams, and I'm not sure those 2 guys are Secret Service.
If you do, I'll time you the fuck out. You know I don't put up with that bullshit.
Remember that we don't always, when we go to New York sometimes with high-level protectees, we'll use NYPD ESU counter sniper. So I'm not really sure either way, they'd still be briefed in. The question we have to ask is, if that's the best technology we have, and we had a CS team up there with a shooter that, we're trained out to 1,000 yards in the Secret Service with the counter sniper team. How did they miss someone at most, 1/5 of the way there? It doesn't make any sense. And even worse, it's broad daylight on a white roof. So again, open questions here. Was there forward-looking infrared deployed?
Why'd you time out? He diverted from the priest, Slido. Why'd you still time him out?
Did he? He said next, he'll try tell me the benefits of Subway. He's still making a pedophilia joke.
Well, yeah, but like I don't care if he jokes about Jared from Subway.
He's like, his toes were too close to
I don't think he was talking about Jared from Subway. I think he was still referring to the priest.
How? He specifically said
he's
Subway.
making an analogy saying that Jared or that the priest is just like Jared from Subway.
I think you're reaching.
No, he said youth pastor. Do I need a pedophilia joke for this one? And then he said, next thing you know, they'll try to tell me the benefits of Subway. He's comparing the priest to Jared.
Kate, what do you think?
I mean, I can see it.
The only good thing about pedophiles is the one where they have to meet our favorite element 82. What's element 82? I'm missing something there. Sorry, it's going over my head, Alithot. Interesting that he disclosed the race of the roof. Seems sus. Gamer J, the problem with acceleration is
Element
is
82 is lead.
Okay, got it. It assumes acceleration towards systemic collapse rather than just acceleration towards billionaires and corrupt corporations having such absolute power that literally all labor laws and environmental regulation are removed. Yeah. Except for the ones that benefit them. I can not find any picture of the latter on the web. Arsenic, don't be mad just because women like my foot long more than your 6-inch bud. In fact, I've seen plenty of videos of women specifically like, what am I gonna do with that donkey cock? What am I gonna do with that? Have my guts rearranged? No thanks.
Something happened too. If you go back and listen to the audio, I want you to listen to this after I get off here. When Donald Trump, after this tragic thing happens, you'll see the Secret Service agents. And by the way, I know some of those guys personally. It takes a lot to run into bullets, divorcing the security failure. So at least they did that part, correctly, and they knew what they were doing.
You're trying a little hard, Bobo, but that one was decent.
But you're going to hear something if you listen closely. The guy mentions Hawkeye on the scene. He's talking about those two, the black BDU with the tactical gear CAT element, that two-man CAT element. That stands for Counter Assault Team. That's a Secret Service Special Weapons Team, equivalent to our SWAT. So they're there. They all deployed and did what had to be done after the security failed. But having said that, there was no reason for them to have to do that. There's only one entity out there that saved Donald Trump's life yesterday, and it pains me to tell you guys this. And you know what that is? It's Donald Trump. If he moves his head an inch to the left or right, guys, this is a really different show today. I mean, it's bad enough we have to do this show about this topic. Can you imagine what would have happened if Donald Trump did not duck? And looking at the stage there, I'm speculating, but I'm pretty sure based on experience that the bunting around...
Freedom Dow. Are you high? Are you stuck in some kind of a linguistic loop? Are you good, dog? Like not sure what to make of that comment.
English your first language.
Are you a 12-year-old on Twitch? Don't answer that if you are, by the way. Yeah. Trump explicitly said quantum future in his speech. I didn't watch his whole thing, so if he did, that's news to me. Yeah, and if I tripped out over every stupid thing every politician ever said, I'd do nothing else with my time. So, yeah. Am I voting for Trump for the third time? Loud and proud. What about you? If you're voting for the senile pedophile, fair warning, we probably won't get along very well.
Yeah.
Hockey Girl 503. Welcome to the adventure. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Zach. This is the wife, Kate. We do politics, memes, lots of nonsense. Joining us tonight, at least for now, is Wolf and Lionel, both who are mods in the channel and men I consider good friends. Lionel is actually my adopted brother. He had just watched Ant-Man Quantumania, which that movie was. That movie could have been a lot better.
Man, speaking of movies, it sucks that you're not up here. I just bought 4 tickets to go see the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
Ah, man. Yeah, I would have loved to go see that with you. I agree. There's a Give, Send, Go fund for the guy who died. There's also a GoFundMe for it. It's raised $2 million. Brother, if a guy gets a shot up, I ain't gonna remember much.
Don't worry, I'll eat plenty of popcorn and drink a drink for you.
Excuse me. As a Canadian, I will not be voting for Trump. I will be voting for Celine Dion. And I... Was the insurrection easy to look past? What insurrection?
Okay.
If you can't remember, this motherfucker likes to talk a lot. You will have to be much more specific. But I'm just telling you all, we have built systems to fix systems, and Trump and Biden both, even if lost, both parties use quantum. Neuro-linguistic programming. Are you aware of this method? I've heard the term. It's one of the things that's one of the governing principles behind Operation Mockingbird. You should talk to your parents about your mental health. When Trump sent his false electors and tried to have Mike Pence throw the election out.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny that, you're referring to an incident that wasn't an insurrection.
Right. I've not been able to find any information that I deem as credible on the fake electors thing. And as far as have Mike Pence throw the election out, you mean audit the vote and send it back to the states? You call the constitutionally outlined process an insurrection? Interesting.
You know, it's funny, they say that he tried to stage an insurrection, but there's video proof of people getting caught and being arrested for tampering with the votes and making them in favor of Biden. So,
Right. Right. January 6th was an insurrection. Yeah, January 6th was an insurrection. Oh, don't look at all of these voting inconsistencies.
No. Let's move past anything to do with the vote. Okay?
Okay.
Let's just look at January 6th for a minute.
Okay.
It was not an insurrection. There were no weapons. Nobody was going there to overthrow anything. And to this day, there isn't a damn soul that walks this earth that has been charged with an insurrection. So you can't call it an insurrection.
In fact, if it was constitutionally supported, why did he get indicted for it? Yeah, who got indicted for Mike Pence being asked to do that? Who got indicted for the fake electors? I'm unaware of that. I'm gonna need receipts for that. In fact, you might say Jan 6 kept a recount from happening. Yes, January 6 did keep a recount from happening. They were going to do a recount, and then the riot happened.
And everybody talks about lawsuits like it's this big thing. But if you look back in history, it's done all the fucking time. All the time. So, Mr. or Mrs. or whatever the hell you are, however you want to pronounce your name, you didn't really have a problem when Hillary Clinton did anything.
Right.
You only had a problem when Trump did.
I love it. I love it when they talk about all the lawsuits that he filed that fell on their face, like that's evidence. Oh man, a bunch of activist Marxist judges in states that have Democrat infrastructure
Am I wrong?
threw
Am I
out a
remembering
bunch of
incorrectly?
cases.
But he did not get convicted of anything, did he?
No,
Nope.
not as far as the election. And again, it is. Oh man, the cases were thrown out because they didn't have standing. Oh yeah, 32, 34 states didn't have standing to sue the government to have a recount and audit of the vote. Yeah, that's logical. 30 states out of the union, 30 plus states in a union of 50 don't have standing to challenge a federal election. If you tell me that you seriously accept the legitimacy of the courts throwing out all of those cases for lack of standing, you're telling me that you just believe whatever you're told to believe. Because it's the most patently absurd thing ever to assert that 32, 34, whatever it was, states don't have standing to question an election. And that's just one case.
Your redeem's not working.
Emote only chat. It doesn't automatically trigger it. I have to manually do it. Thank you.
I guess I could have
User,
done
I
that
got you.
without redeeming it. Anyway. You can talk all you want now there, bud.
Clinton never tried to subvert the election to make herself win. Oh yeah, she just asserted that it was rigged without any evidence. After, by the way, paying for a fake dossier, which was the grounds for fake investigations that had never had any legitimate ground, that wasted billions in taxpayer dollars, all to do a wild goose chase to delegitimize the duly elected president of the United States. Yeah, if you want to start going tit for tat, Renaud, we can go that route. Right, Bobo? I should make you fourth man of my nanobot friends. ChatGPT is cringe.
On the front of the stage is probably armor. Donald Trump knew to duck. I mean, most people would. He saved his own life. That's just a fact. The evacuation did not go right. I mean, the rule with the Secret Service is cover the protectee and evacuate. The other rule is maximum to the protectee, minimum to the problem. Why minimum to the problem? Because you don't know that's the only problem. It could be a distraction. There could be another person in the crowd. So if you don't jump on the protectee, you could be looking at multiple shooters. So at least that part, the guys there, stepped up there. But the failure here is absolutely catastrophic. And I got to tell you, the Secret Service should be very careful. I can tell you and absolutely confirm from the horse's mouth, from multiple people, not just one. And I saw Congressman Waltz text this out before on X. There have been repeated requests to increase the security footprint around not just the residences of Donald Trump, but the body itself. And they have been rebuffed. Like I said, I can tell you actual quotes. The Secret Service directors completely failed and candidly should resign today. Kim Cheadle has failed Donald Trump and honestly failed Joe Biden.
The Cheeto
too.
Guardian has
He's the president
failed.
right now. Where's the DHS secretary? I mean, this is, you're blaming it on manpower? So just to be clear, we're a $4 trillion United States government and we can't fork over enough money to keep our people alive? And then you're sending out tweets like, oh, this is the best technology we have. Really? To let a sniper 150 yards away from the potential next president shoot a piece of his ear off?
It's supposed to be, when it's redeemed, it's supposed to be on for 3 minutes.
That's your victory lap? Give me a break, man.
This is absolute flamethrower stuff from Dan Bongino. I want to just brief you on the drama here. Dan Bongino came out with a report yesterday that was verified by a number of members of Congress and reporters that the Secret Service has multiple requests from Trump's team for larger and better protection. And the Secret Service has denied those requests. The Secret Service came out and said that that's false. And so that is what Dan Bongino is alluding to here when he says the Secret Service better watch out. Dan Bongino is 100% correct when it comes to the schematics of this. This individual was 150 yards away. This was where the shooter was, and this was where Donald Trump was. This was where the Secret Service was. Why didn't the Secret Service engage? Why didn't the Secret Service engage? There were multiple people. There are multiple people who are eyewitnesses saying that they saw the shooter beforehand. They saw the shooter. So how is it possible? And they alerted law enforcement. So how is it possible that law enforcement did not engage? Again, multiple.
It's all right. It's okay. We see the shooter anyway. Go, 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 go. Just thought of like a Trump assassination cheer in my head.
Witnesses have come forward and talked to the press and said, I notified law enforcement of a mysterious man on a rooftop, and they did nothing. So who's responsible here? Back to Bongino.
The difference between one opinion over the other in a courtroom and anywhere else is, can you back it up? I want everyone at home, go on your phone or computer now, and I want you to look up U.S. Secret Service, red ties, Donald Trump. Yeah, read it. The Secret Service was more concerned about protective agents around Donald Trump. If you think I'm making this up, go to a left-wing search engine if you think I'm biased. Go to Scroogle and put it, oh, you're reading a story right now. They were more concerned about the color of the Secret Service agents' ties around Donald Trump. Right, Bobo? Given the perception that a red tie was somehow... I've got red ties. I'm a Republican. It's nothing to do with it. I just like red ties. They go nice with white shirts. That's an actual... Oh, you see it right now. I'm not crazy. This is what the Secret Service was concerned about. They put out, 1,000 tweets about all of this DEI stuff. Do I know that's related here? I don't. I'm just saying, like, there were...
I mean, yeah, that's what he is. Failed assassin, would-be assassin, but yeah, he was an attempted... Well, he was an assassin. Just because they failed doesn't make them not an assassin. Amateur assassin, fine. Yep.
You have one job, and only one job.
Amateur assassin, professional dumbass.
Right.
Your job is to keep the body alive, no matter what. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, the president of Djibouti, it doesn't...
His pronouns were also fucked around and find out.
Matter.
No.
I think I could... Notice they are using his full name like other presidential assassins. Yes.
What up, man? Mr. Bill?
They absolutely, resolutely, 100% failed. Not a single excuse should be made. Not a single excuse should be attempted. This should be the subject of congressional hearings and investigations, because if they can't... This isn't the agency I grew up in. It's not. I spent 12 years of my life there, and I'm telling you, I know some of those guys personally. These are good men and women. And the fact that Donald Trump didn't die yesterday is no reason for anybody to take some kind of victory lap. And before we start sending out plaudits, we better look and do a hot wash on this and find out exactly how abysmal this security plan was.
What an absolutely and completely devastating takedown by Bongino.
Yep. Feel free to hop in the Discord. Yeah, you're go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, the takedowns has so much more standing because of who he is.
Right.
Because he has the experience.
Right. That's one of the reasons I was so happy to have Rogue on for yesterday's stream, because his military credentials made some of his analysis really hard-hitting. And I'm the one Bill is psychotic, so I asked the robo. Hey, Bill.
It's right there.
Man. Yeah, yesterday was a great stream.
It was kind of interesting the other day when everybody sort of thought it was Antifa that kind of did it. There was a Be Disruptive, and at almost the exact same time that the assassination attempt happened, Antifa started as a little bit more, and then they left, almost like right as soon as they probably heard it about what was going on there. I'm not sure if that was a weird coordination or they just wanted to go back to their Twitter boxes or something like that, but it was kind of cool.
I think a lot of them went into hiding pretty stinking quick, based
That's
on what happened.
That's my guess. The streamers, their phones all kind of died. The good side streamers, for whatever reason, it's too hot out there. It's like I've been able to find out if they actually bugged people on there. The march, they did a Jesus March through Portland, but it sounds like they kind of just kind of tail and run or whatever.
Do we care about this piece of shit's statement at all? Biden?
What he did tonight or whatever.
Yeah, well, from today.
They did two of them today. The one, the Oval Office one tonight. I
That's
want
what
to see the
this
part
one is.
where he almost said MAGA or something like that in there. I never.
Yeah, the top comment mentioned that. All right, let's go ahead and do it. We got some. Did Trump issue a statement? Yeah, he did on his Truth Social. Not trying to freak people out. It's well known Antifa hides among the masses to do evil acts. Yep, that is very well established.
Yeah, they were doing that yesterday too.
Nope, not a big problem, but y'all be brave, don't be afraid, never fear that the tactics, psychological. Okay, no. Speaking of POSs, not to bring this up, but guy you talking about?
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors, we're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yes.
I have no interest in standing with Marxist pedophiles, for me.
I was in Paul's Discord, Rick, and telling the bleach thing comment again and things like that. I'm like, seriously? You guys gonna go there the day after this?
Name. Don't feel like saying the name. Okay. Damn,
Did I just say his name?
Damn, gotta rush that ban off the checklist then. What's this? Okay, I'm curious.
I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. Yeah. And haters try to take my life away. I got the service that American for popping at me. Yeah. Clipped in the ear, now you gotta see. Yeah. Sleepy better watch how he speak on me. Cause I'll come and take your mic away. Many men, billions. Many
billions.
Men. Some women too, killer. Wish death on me, Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Got the deep state putting money on my head. Go ahead and get your refund, dum-dums, I ain't dead. I'm about to paint the mat red. In every state, I put MAGA on my head to make America great. Whole gang tried to beat me, but the rumors ain't stick. Sleepy Dro tried to sleep me, but his shooters ain't shit. Still standing right here with my right ear clipped. Fist up in the air, yeah, little bitch, you missed. They want me out of the race, trying to cut off my legs, but they tripped like Dro on Air Force One stairs. They tried to Mandalay Bay me, JFK me. Only thing they really did was make the crowd go crazy. Many men, yeah, wish death.
This is actually bars though.
Yeah, oh yeah. Great song.
I'm trying to be what I'm dead now, and you gonna see. Yeah. Sleepy better watch how he speak on me. Cause I'll come and take your mic away. Many men build.
It's a 5th grader level take to equate all AI with ChatGPT. Just saying.
And men have mercy on me.
I could see that picture as an album cover, dude.
That,
And
that picture is what is going to win him the election.
yeah, I want y'all to hear this too, because this is bars right here.
I was just gonna tell you to go look at his new
I
one.
figured you were on there next.
Oh, man.
They burning the country down with their progressiveness. It started with changing what gender is, then graduated to you're racist if you think that your life matters and your skin don't have melanin. They don't want peace, they want skeletons. They want men to pretend that they're feminine. They don't want an election, they got so offended by freedom that they just try killing the president. I used to think that the woke were misguided, but now I can see that they're evil. Twitter is angry that Trump isn't dead, celebrating an attempted...
By about 35 seconds, I was like, oh, finally, Tom sees the truth. He's finally off of the, oh, both sides are bad bullshit. He's finally off of the, oh, well, Republicans are kind of shitty too. Okay, like, yeah, they are. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's like, he's finally willing to be like, oh, yeah, no, definitely one side is objectively way fucking worse. Oh, it's about goddamn time.
Everybody has their eye-opening moment.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say everybody, but yes.
No, everybody does. They just may not get there. They do have one.
Oh, you're saying that it exists, it just sometimes never actually occurs?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough.
The right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed! Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't we just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed! There's no one else you can blame. Tried to lock him up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed! Told us trust the science, but it never made sense to me. Why would we put all our trust in the enemy? Millions of people are hooked on amphetamines. They're making billions on untested remedies. Borders are open to people with felonies. Biden can't stop them, he don't have the energy. Y'all want to kill the man trying to fight for a better tomorrow by making him Kennedy? I tried to give y'all a chance, like maybe the left isn't nuts. I was wrong, cause y'all are exactly as crazy as every conservative person I know said you were all along. Wanna protest? Go hard. Wanna burn?
The flow on that was so good. I gotta back that up for a second, dude. The flow on that is so... The way he stretches it out to tie up the rhyme at the end, bro.
On amphetamines. They're making billions on untested remedies. Borders are open to people
This one right here.
with felonies. Biden can't stop him. He don't have the energy. Y'all want to kill the man trying to fight for a better tomorrow by making him Kennedy? I tried to give y'all a chance. Like,
Oh, excuse me. This one right here.
maybe the left isn't nuts. I was wrong, cause y'all are exactly as crazy as every conservative person I know said you were all along. Wanna protest? Go hard.
As crazy as every conservative person, like that way he set that rhyme up, bro. As someone just trash, but when it comes to like actually well constructed rap verses, the lyricism that goes into it is
Sounds like Joe Rogan's gonna start waking up too, hopefully.
Last time someone said that to me, they got the hey. As someone who has schizotypal symptoms, don't lump freedom in with me.
Wanna burn sights go off, but y'all are so triggered that you're pulling triggers at presidents. Y'all the terrorists when you're armed. Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed! Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't we just
Thank
shoot
God the
straight?
left can't aim.
Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed! There's no one else you can blame.
That chorus goes so hard.
Now you trying to kill what you hate.
Bitch, you missed! So fucking good. This is one of his most banger tracks. This, dude, this song and, what's the other one? American Flags. The one he did with his boy Calhoun. Where
That one is a nasty video.
Dude, not only is it a nasty video, the song itself, yeah. Like, this video right here.
The amount, just for the record, the amount of money that was spent to make this video is insane.
I mean, it was a banger, though.
Oh, absolutely. My son loves this song at 11 years old.
Yeah. Dude, of course an 11-year-old boy would love this song. This is the most epic Patriot song that's come out of hip-hop in ever. like,
I know that this is total sidebar, but I got a big punch in the gut last week or a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Because somebody was asking about what he wanted to do when he grew up. And he wants to join the military. And
Ooh.
like, I looked at my wife and I was like, that I will respect his decision no matter what he chooses. And the reality is, do we need more people like him to step in? Absolutely. Do I want him to be exposed to what it is now? Not at all.
Yeah. Hey, fingers and dicks crossed. We get 4 years of Trump, and then we get 4 years of like Vivek or someone else in the MAGA camp, and 8 years, 4 years, and then 8 years. And if we could get that, the military might be in decent shape when your kid goes in.
Fuck that. Let Trump do 8.
Preach. Yeah, that's honestly, I'm a super big on redoing the presidential term. I think the president should do a single 10-year term. I really do.
It would make way more sense because the first part of it is just undoing what was already done. The second part is just campaigning to be the president again.
Right.
What would be interesting is if, say, somebody tried to push term limits on Congress, and then if Trump was in there, he made a deal with them. Okay, I'm going to lower your term limits to 12 years as long as you give the president 12 years. That was going to put that on the same bill. See if they like that. Never happened.
It'd be interesting, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. Or a constitutional amendment. But you'd have to say not for any current Congress people because they're going to vote for future Congress people.
Oops, my finger slipped.
Oh my.
Oh man, freedom! What happened to you?
Only 100? You're awfully nice.
Ivana Trump might run for president. Dude, that would be wild if Ivana ran for president. Yeah. I'd agree with that if it wasn't for the fact that we're still dealing with Trudeau up here because we don't have term limits. Okay. All right. Let's subject ourselves to this brain cancer.
Today's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I spoke with him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family and our prayers.
Of all the lies you've ever told, that was the lie the most.
We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers. Earlier today, I spoke about...
Considering the things you've previously said about MAGA supporters and people that support Trump, I don't believe a single damn word you just said about the victim of the shooter. Go fuck yourself.
I can't wait till
he doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
People are going to put up these sort of side-by-side things about what he said in the past or at that Darth Vader thing.
Yeah.
And then compare it to what he's going to do here. I can't wait till those start coming out. So...
Yeah, I could do one of those with that speech where he got the name Dark Brandon from. I live streamed my reaction to that speech. I'm coming off a crazy sedative high from being in the hospital a couple days ago, and I'm still trying to make sense of this Trump story.
Oh.
Let's have IQ tests. Bring it on. I would actually love to see what my IQ is. I'm kind of thinking I'm like in the 115 to 125 range. That's my guess. Manuel Hung. Manual hung 71. Is that inches? Is that centimeters? So, I'm like yards? Couldn't be yards. 71 yards? That's a lot. That's a lot. Dark Brandon is just proof the left can't meme. Yeah. Yeah. IQ is as subjective as your sex life. Why? Oh my god. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It's a joke. You're welcome in, man. It's good to make your acquaintance. I'm Zach. This is my wife, Kate. We're just popping jokes, dude. We're a very juvenile stream sometimes, but you know, don't feel like I'm trying to get you out of here or anything. It's just how we are. Welcome in.
Very pregnant. That's how I'm doing.
Right? I love this from Freedom. I thought right was about free speech. Just curious, do you own Twitch chat or Twitch? Let me know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't. I don't think that guy's first language is English. Honestly, I don't.
The juvenile humor just makes the stream better. Dude, why are you putting random bits of computer code in my shit?
Right. What the fuck?
It's schizophrenic nonsense, is what it is.
I'm only going to tolerate this for another.
It's like, did you do a
10
whole bunch
seconds.
of meth?
Let me save you the effort.
Okay.
You're nicer than I am.
Why'd you? He didn't violate toss or stream rules. Don't ban him. We don't do that here. Thank you.
You know better.
Wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Unless it's Paul, right?
Unless it's Paul. We made an exception for that cancer. That shit had to be cut out before it contaminated the whole organism.
Gosh, social AIDS.
Aw, hell nah, dog. What are you saying aw, hell nah about? But yeah, Paul is... yeah.
Man.
Anyways, alright, we're a minute in and we've already stopped Biden Oh yeah, for sure.
Going investigation. We do not know the motive of the shooter yet. We don't know his opinions or affiliations. We don't know whether he had help or support, or if he communicated with anyone else.
He's trying
Law enforcement
so hard
professionals,
to read that
as I speak, are investigating those questions.
Look at focus.
Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or brutal attack on the spouse of...
Go back 10 seconds. Remember where he says, or both houses of Congress, both sides of Congress were attacked.
We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot,
Nope.
or a
One
violent mob.
particular party was targeted. That was the Republican Party and Steve Scalise. The Democrats were not targeted. That's a whole state's lie. Oh,
Yep.
Unless he was referring to that one lady at the supermarket. Okay, I'll get that if that's what he's thinking of there, whatever it was. She got her head shot or whatever it was. What's her name?
I didn't hear anything about this.
This was 10 years ago or something like that, but they did a gun bill shortly thereafter. But okay, but the only thing in his head was the Steve Scalise situation. That was definitely targeted at Republicans.
That does remind me though. do we think there's any equivocation between the Trump assassination attempt and what happened with Paul Pelosi and the hammer?
Oh yeah, he'll bring that up here in a second. Yeah. No, that's totally a different situation there.
Yeah.
One was personal, one was political.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Those were kind of my thoughts. The left has been trying to equivocate the two, and to me, it's like, yeah, there's a big difference between me making fun about someone who's insanely corrupt getting his comeuppance when his obvious gay lover attacks him with a hammer, and someone trying to be someone almost getting assassinated because they're political opposition. It's not the same thing at all. One has a lot of comedic value, and the other does not.
Yeah, especially when you have video of the police standing there, and then Paul Pelosi and the dude standing there, and someone basically saying, "Ready, set, go," before the guy hits him. Like,
yeah. Not to mention, I'm unaware of any window that explodes outward when you hit it with a hammer to break in.
Right.
I've never seen that before in the history of ever, and I don't reckon I ever will again.
No.
You're using logic.
Ah, you got me again, Wolf. Me and my critical thinking. What am I doing here? I should just believe the idiot box here. Oh, excuse me, the experts. The bullet. Am I a Trump supporter? A tramp? Do you mean tramp? Or do you mean Trump? If you mean Trump, I am a Trump supporter. Yeah, voted for him. I'm going to vote for him a third time. And I was a little bit iffy on the first one, but man, he really won me over with that first term. I was in the original race, in the primary, I put in my vote for Cruz. I wanted Cruz to be the nominee. But looking back, man, Trump was the guy, and he did a great job.
Well, you're a part of a cult, though. It's just, automatically and everything. If you support him, you must be a cult. That's what everybody says. I'm like, I would have voted for Carson if it got around to Carson at that point there, but the left keeps saying everybody who supports Trump does everything that he wants to do or things like that. I'm like, I disagree with half of the stuff he's done. But the half of the stuff that I do agree with, I like. So.
It's the narcissistic projection. They constantly accuse you of what they themselves are guilty of. It's narcissism 101. They say that you're in a cult. They say that you dogmatically believe everything you're told to believe because deep down, somewhere in their horrendously garbled psyche, they know that that is in fact them. And so they have to project it onto their opposition to attempt at band-aiding their own self-image. I think it took the mudshot for Trump to radicalize me to support him. I do like Vivek better and thought we could do better than Trump, but the more he gets prosecuted or the boot tries to step on him in any way, the more I support Trump getting the third term. Yep.
I know. What's that called? That's a psychological thing, too. I do the same thing whenever people attack him or whatever for something he didn't do. It's like you feel like defending him more and more. That's sort of
well, and it's sort of an empathy-esque response. It's like it's obvious if someone is consistently, obviously being targeted, that person, and as far as we can tell, for nothing legitimate, then it's obvious that that person needs support and deserves support, especially when the reason he's being targeted is because he said, hey, why don't you stop fucking shitting on these people? Which is literally Trump's entire thing. Like, hey, why don't we stop shitting on the Rust Belt? Why don't we stop shitting on farmers? Why don't we stop shitting on people that used to have manufacturing jobs? Why don't we treat blue-collar people with some fucking respect? Give them a reasonable tax rate, allow them to afford a fucking house. God forbid they can fucking go to the doctor and get groceries in the same week.
Yeah, that's when he was a Democrat, Exodor. Yeah, back when he was doing weird stuff and everything. Guess what he was back then? Democrat.
But Trump.
That bad.
It's funny, you say Trump was a piece of crap long before he was president, but everyone loved him before he was president, and the only thing you can really point to that say he was a piece of crap was some of his business practices were brutal. Brutal. He very, very unscrupulous businessman.
Oh yeah, because a piece of crap would give loans to a whole bunch of young black men and not tell anybody about it, who are all trying to start businesses, and tell them, hey, when you've made all this money back, come back and pay me back and tell me how you did it. And then when they all came back, he told them, don't bother. But yeah, he's such a piece of crap. He's so racist.
Yeah, populism is something that appeals to me more and more. The politicians out there I actually like, whether it be Vivek, although I tend to be very populist and not succumbing to the status quo. Yeah. I'm a constitutional conservative, but these days it seems like the people who are getting the most populist support lean in that direction. So I'm kind of a vicarious populist at this point. What are the odds this was a filmed shooting? As in, like, they staged it for political support? 0.00001. It's within the realm of possibility. It's so unlikely it doesn't merit discussion. Brutal business practices, like not paying people, scamming people. Unaware of him not paying people. The Trump University thing, I definitely disapprove of that, and he did get sued justly for that and paid the lawsuit fines, as he should have, because, yeah, Trump University was kind of fucked. But you can't, it's not like Trump didn't do something like buy up, dozens of people's homes using eminent domain-esque legal loopholes just to burn their houses to the ground and piss on the ashes.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. You can't point to anything that Trump has done that would make me go, oh, that's objectively like this guy's evil. He's done some bad shit, haven't we all? And it's telling to me that you and many other people on the left want to laser focus in on the shit that Trump has done when people like Bill Gates are actively doing much worse things.
Yeah.
I didn't elect him for his character. I elected him for his policies. Like I said, he wasn't even my first choice.
He's pompous. He's arrogant. And next, move on.
He would have been the perfect president if he just shut the fuck up and stayed off of Twitter.
Oh, no, I love the tweets. I loved them.
I'm saying, like, overall, in history, if he wanted to remain unchallenged, if he would have just shut the fuck up, stayed off of Twitter, Democrats wouldn't have had half the issues they have.
They would have still.
They'd have found something.
I disagree.
They would have had issues with him, but they wouldn't have had 90% of what they have against him.
Owen, I'm telling you, you're being way too charitable to the left, dude. They would have invented shit. They have plenty of shit to use, and they've still invented a ton of shit. That was the Russia hoax.
They would have said he went after the press, which all the situations there, they would have taken every little tidbit that he said in front of the press or anywhere else and replayed that out of context as much as they did normally. They just would have done that more than they would have picked on his tweets. In my opinion. But the way you see the attack.
I mean, he gave them plenty of ammo by just not shutting up. If he would have just shut up, I think he would have been much better off.
I would say that one is circumstantial. I'd say there's some things that he said that were ill-advised, and he definitely gave them ammo in places where he didn't need to. But that's, at this point, it's a moot topic.
But really, you give narcissists ammo just by saying hello.
Literally.
So,
If he stopped doing the personal attacks or something like that, then maybe they wouldn't have went after him personally at that point. They would have just said he's a bad president, blah blah blah. I don't think they would have, but that's about the only.
Well, yeah, we know they wouldn't have because they called Bush. Bush was very professional and presidential for the most part, and they routinely called him an idiot.
Yep. The Bushisms.
Yeah, exactly, the Bushisms. How do you feel about Trump saying they should fire athletes that take a knee? I know Rob said that sucked, but I want to know your thoughts. I think that athletics teams are a private institution and they can allow or disallow what they want. If I owned an NFL team and one of my players took a knee, I'd be like, I'm fining you 10 grand and I'm upping that 10 more grand every single fucking time you do it. And if you do it more than 3 times, you're off the team.
I mean, realistically, if you're playing for a sports team, the sports team is privately owned. It's not publicly owned. You're working. You're on the job. I don't get to go out and protest while I'm working at Safeway.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Or, how about we just look at it from the standpoint that you're a fucking entertainer? Go play the damn game.
Right.
I mean,
Leave politics out of it. As far back in history as you go, games are used for people to escape from the politics.
Right.
To go play your fucking game.
Right.
well, I mean, even
And if
with
you
that,
don't want to play it,
even with that, you're still working. If you're working, all that shit stays at the door. It doesn't come in when you're working.
Yeah. But in the near future, these DEI-type companies are going to sort of allow the kids that are used to sort of taking the day off to go protest or go celebrate Juneteenth or this or that. And then they're going to expect that sort of same treatment when they get to their job down the road. So their job's going to say, yeah, you don't have any available days off, but since you have a good reason to go out there and protest with. Okay.
Let me answer this question from chat. Knox asks if it's supposed to be apolitical, why do they do the national anthem? I'm sorry, sir. Do you think support for this country is politically partisan? Really, do you think support for your country is political at all, fundamentally? Supporting the place that you live, wanting your country to be happy, healthy, and strong, and having a certain level of allegiance to the piece of dirt that you were born on and that supports you and your family and the culture that keeps you alive and gives you all the awesome freedoms you have. You think that's political? Interesting take.
it's also a shit argument because every professional sports team in the world plays their national anthem before their game. Yeah. If they're playing against another country, they play both national anthems before the game.
The fact that they would not be able to play football if it wasn't for them living in the free country. That's the reason one of the reasons that they do the national anthem before the football game is to celebrate their right to be able to be there.
2 more things I want to address from chat. Sesame, a lot of esports leagues are unprofitable. Yeah, we're not talking about esports. They're not real sports. They're playing games. That's thing 1. It's not esports. They're fucking playing video games. Real sports leagues are insanely profitable to be a team owner. That's why people buy teams. It's a huge money racket. Imagine being the owner of a team and you can get the government to build your stadium for you, pay basically no fucking taxes on it, and just rake in money selling $10 shirts for $100. It's an insanely profitable racket. Okay, next. What does football have to do with supporting your country? I don't know, only everything. Saying what does X sport, what does football, what does baseball, what does basketball, which was invented here, have to do with supporting your country? It's part of our culture. And we continue to lead in them. It's part of what gives us a cultural identity. Nothing could be more relevant to supporting your country than affiliating the support of your country with the sports that it is culturally known for. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a Dick Knox, but you're not thinking at a very high level. You're being very, what's the word I want to use here? Not reductionist. You're not connecting thoughts. You're not branching out. You're thinking of things in a way too isolated of a mental landscape. You need to be willing to branch out these connections a little bit and be like, okay, ask yourself how this connects. Instead of asking me, ask yourself and think about it a little bit. And I'm not saying this to be a dick, like I'm generally trying to encourage you to use your brain a little bit. It's not hard to figure out.
The problem is, you mentioned a willing, and the reality is, when somebody starts to have these arguments, it's not a willingness anymore. Right. You're just not patriotic, and you don't care for the national anthem and what it stands for.
Yeah, even in Europe, when they're doing their soccer thing or whatever they want to call it over there, France, Germany, all those guys, they do their same national anthem over there, and they're as liberal gets. So they're not exactly patriotic, but they still understand that their sports and everything, a little bit of patriotism never hurts the beginning of their sport.
Where are you from, Knox?
Why do the anthem before? Okay, so why are sports different than other cultural commodities? That one, it's mostly a matter of tradition. Every country, basically since Greece, has had some patriotic ceremony before organized sporting events. That just goes back to ancient humanity. It's just a human cultural institution across the globe. It's not just the USA, as Wolf said earlier, it's not just the USA that does this, and it's not a recent phenomenon.
But yeah, answer Wolf's question, Knox. Where are you from?
Attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and intimidation on election officials.
Wait.
Or brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, you did, okay.
Or information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination.
Oh my God.
The kidnapping plot against the city governor, which was 6 guys, and 4 of them were feds.
Right.
Yeah, and not to the thing before that he said also is another lie.
And the 2 guys that weren't feds were like, guys,
Everything he
I'm
says
not
is
so
a
sure
lie.
we should do this.
I hate this son of a bitch.
Nation on Donald Trump. There's no place in America for this kind of violence, for any violence ever. Period.
But
no
the
exception.
FBI is going to get down to it,
We
even
can't
though
allow
he just
this
used
violence
the FBI as a...
Do you think it is at all possible sports only promote tribalism and play into the same kind, one side versus the other psychology that is also echoed in our political system? It's not that, okay. Do I think it's possible? No, and here's why. Tribalism and us versus them mentality is DNA deep. It has nothing to do with sports or politics specifically. It is intrinsic to the animal. And the sooner people like you learn to accept that fact, the sooner we can start talking about real solutions. But getting rid of sports or any other thing where there's an us versus them mentality isn't going to solve the problem, because us versus them is DNA deep. Period. Verified. scientific. Gold stamp of peer review. Meta-analysis. Replicated study. Like, I can keep going. Like,
Look at lobsters, okay?
yeah.
They have hierarchies.
They have us versus them based hierarchy. Yes. Every animal has us versus them hierarchy. Verify it. Okay. You just made the jump from being. I'm just letting you know. I'm no longer going to engage with you in a serious manner because you just made the jump from reasonably good faith to completely bad faith. Verify it.
Well, no, he was being a pedantic asshole before when he started doing the whole, well, should we play the national anthem before movies?
I was willing to entertain it. He's been polite this whole time. He hasn't, sweared or called anyone an idiot or anything. So, I'm willing to entertain it to a point. But I can only tolerate so much bad faith bullshit. Verify it.
He's a little more generous than I am, but yeah, I spotted the pedantic assholery.
If I eat white rice, will my body turn those carbs into sugar? Yes.
Yeah.
I want that triple quadruple scientific study with God Emperor Lord Fauci's signature. I need a double blind, triple placebo, meta peer reviewed analysis, computer model analyzed, single peer reviewed case study, triple blind laboratory in vitro peer reviewed study.
Gosh.
Anything else, and it didn't happen.
I swear there are going to be Starbucks in hell.
Oh yeah, you got to get the fentanyl. You got to get Saint Fentanyl George stamp of approval. That's facts.
Because the way you did that sounded like you were ordering a coffee.
Be normalized. The political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility. We've spent the last 15, 20 years deliberately heating it up, folks. We call our enemies Nazis. Come on, man. But now, it's starting to backfire us. We're going to lose this election. I might go to jail. So I'm going to need y'all to tone it down. What? What?
Oh my god.
Corn pop? Oh, I think I shit myself. Oh, no. 1540. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good night. My name is Zach. This is the wife, Caitlin.
Hello.
I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the adventure, man. Thank you for hitting the button.
Ooh.
It is the same ideology that the military uses to turn us against other people, but in reality, there is no difference between one team's fans or another, or one country's people or another, or one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Wow.
That this we are the world.
It's like, yeah, that's why the migrant, assimilation is going so well over
Right.
the UK right now.
Right. Oh, there's no difference between us and them. Yeah, except for I think it's wrong to molest kids. Muslims think it's fine. I think women are people. Muslims think women are property. I think my property is mine. Muslims think my property is theirs. I believe these things. Muslims believe those things. Yeah, totally the same, dude. Yeah, 100% exactly the same. No difference at all.
Morality is relative.
God, I hate that bullshit.
It's like, things smell much better when you get your head out of your ass.
Imagine all the people living with their heads up their ass.
Yeah.
Woohoo! I believe what? I believe Muslims what now? I don't believe, I know for a fact, and I said what I said, I didn't fucking stutter.
ability to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country should take. Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, and God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution.
God, this guy's full of shit.
We stand for an America.
Thank God they do, though. Have a great night. Yeah. Yeah, take care, Knox. Oh, and by the way, if the good guys always won, William Wallace would have won. Just saying. There's a huge difference, but I remember in 1937, German citizens were heavily supporting the war, and they acted kind of similar to football fans.
Of extremism.
Hey, what's up, Moose?
Of decency and grace. All of us now face the time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence. The Republican convention will start tomorrow. I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision.
There is no case for your record.
I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy. Stand up for our Constitution.
We don't have a democracy.
The rule of law.
You shit on our
Call
Constitution
for action
regularly.
At the ballot box. No violence on our
You
streets.
cheat at the ballot box.
That's how democracy should work.
Dead people consistently vote
We debate
Democrat.
and disagree. We compare and contrast the character of the candidates. The
I do
records, the
frequently.
issues, the
Trump
agenda,
has you
the
beat
vision
by a
for
mile.
America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box.
At the battle box.
No, that's how we do it. At the battle box, not with bullets. The power to change America
You
should
said battle
always
twice.
rest in the hands of the people, not in the hands of would-be assassins.
Yes. The Scots were tricked into aligning with the Anglos. I don't think it's fair to say they were tricked. They were gradually persuaded and or beaten along into first of all, Christianity is very persuasive. Second of all, it's normal for humans to just kind of go along with what's the most likely route for survival. What's up, McGrad? Megrad. I'll just go with McGrad. Megrid. There you go. Megrid. Meg Rad. Dude, you ever heard of Meg? Meg Rad. Man, you would think video evidence of Trump inside it would be easy to find. It's almost like people just regurgitate lies when they're incapable of forming ideas of their own. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It's like, man, if this thing existed, you would think you'd be able to, give me a readily available source.
Be able to find it?
Meg is rad, dude.
The path forward through competing visions of the campaign should always be resolved peacefully, not through acts of violence. We're blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, and I believe that with every soul, every power of my being. So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit.
Every soul? You telling me you've consumed multiple to stay alive? Because I believe that.
Dude.
To make America, think about it. What's made America so special? Here in America, everyone must be treated with dignity and respect, and hate must have no safe harbor. Here in America, we need to get out of our silos.
What if I hate pedophiles? Which, by the way, something about a diary. I think it was written by someone named Ashley.
We only listen to those with whom we agree. where misinformation is rampant,
Me grab.
where foreign actors
Okay.
fan the flames of our division to shape the outcomes consistent with their interests, not ours. Let's remember, here in America, while unity is the most elusive of goals right now, nothing is more important for us now.
I won't
than
unite with
standing
people
together.
like you.
We can do this. You know,
Not
from
under
the
your
beginning,
leadership, we can't.
our founders understood the power of passion. So they created democracy.
No, they didn't.
That gave
They
reason
created
and
a
balance
representative
chance
republic.
to prevail over brute force. That's the American we must be. In American democracy, where arguments are made in good faith. In American democracy, where the rule of law is respected. In American democracy, where decency, dignity, fair play aren't just quaint notions, but living, breathing realities. We owe that to those who come before us, to those who gave their lives for this country. We owe that to ourselves. We owe it to our children and our grandchildren. Look, let's never lose sight of who we are. Let's remember we are the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. God bless you all. May God protect our troops.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
I'm surprised he didn't bring his son into it when he was talking about, all those servicemen and women who give their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. You're right. To answer your question, Meg, he's probably trying to kiss as much ass with the military in case he has to, beg for them to protect him from us. That would be my guess.
But notice he also forgot to say God bless the USA, and reworded it to God bless you or something like that. But traditionally, don't most presidents say God bless the USA?
Yeah,
that would sound too patriotic, I think.
It would.
Okay, it's getting to be kind of late, and I got work in the morning. All right. Average Joe Patriot.
RS. Brady's Piano, thank you for
If
the
you
cookie.
guys don't know who this is, he's using a multi-streaming service, so he's not mainly on Twitch. But this guy is awesome. So, thank you.
Between now and the next hour, it's gonna be Hold on for dear life.
I'm not retarded. You're retarded. All right, everyone. Much love. Go give this guy some support. Hit the follow button. He's chill as hell. And wait, I think he's rated out. Fuck!
Oh no!
Shit!
No.
Well, we are gonna have to.
Damn it!
Find
Shit!
somebody else.
Fuck!
Dad blame it.
What's up, Matt?
I love the cover of this by Five Toed Life Kick. Yep. Chills me to the bone. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. Hell yeah, bro.
Yep.
Welcome in, Garlic Press. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. You caught us on the way out. But I hope we see you back. We're looking for someone to raid. Anyone have a raid suggestion, by the way? That weird girl.
Got a buddy playing Doom, if you don't mind that.
Let's hear a few from a few people.
I just put mine in chat.
Okay. Hey, Garlic. Thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to the adventure. Sincerely, we appreciate the support, dude. I hope we see you back on the next one, and we can get better acquainted. We stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central to whenever we get off. Usually we get off sometime between 10 and 11.
Wait, he said.
Bill said that weird girl.
That weird girl. Okay, let's look at this. You know what I would love to do? I would love to do firework poi at some point.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Strap some fountains to some chains and yeah.
Yeah, that would be dope.
That reminds me of home. The cranes in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's in Sacramento, so yeah, that's Yep, that's probably on a port too. I think I'm gonna go ahead and raid the guy playing Doom. Alright, Owen, we're raiding your boy.
He's a good guy. You'll like him.
Okay. So I like to eat food using my bare hands, and people call me uncivilized. Well, those people suck.
It depends on the kind of food.
Nah. Eat spaghetti with your bare hands. Live your life. Do it. Just do it! Yeah. People have really stupid and arbitrarily designated, usually designated socially, and the social designations are arbitrary in a lot of the cases. Standards of behavior.
So you ready to raid out now too?
Well, shit, if he is, we're going on a raid train, because I need to raid someone.
I don't think he is.
Alrighty. Well, either way, we're going on an adventure, guys.
Yep.